Hi, Mel, can you hear me okay? Oh, I got a guest. Glenn's back. Hi, Glenn. Oh, there's
Oh,
Melanie. George doesn't need a link. George just needs to join the live. Right, we're back again. I'm sorry about that there. What were we talking about before we get rudely interrupted? StreamYard, get your act together.
Lulu says maybe they're closing you down with your IP address.
That's what it is. They're IPing me. That's what they think it's called.
taking
IPing
your
someone.
IP address.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I don't know what happened to the last StreamYard there anyway.
I think Facebook's been messing up full stop at the moment. My ones have been all over the place, but obviously it's different to what you guys are doing it on. But my one's been messing me about loads. Wouldn't even let me bring people on. Can't see the comments half the time. Doesn't tell me how many people are on. Really been messing me about.
To be honest, Glenn, stream. This is why a lot of people went to StreamYard. It is loads better. It, it,
I,
it, it's a pain in the beginning, but you do get used to it.
well, it seems better because you can get more people on as well. So it's definitely a lot more sociable, isn't it?
I have
Yeah.
I pay for StreamYard, so I've got 10 guests at once.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I can have 10 people on.
Let me know.
And
I think that would be a bit
George,
overwhelming, wouldn't it?
yeah, George
Thank
keeps
you.
asking me for the link, and he doesn't need it.
Thank you, Emmy, who's on YouTube. Says, I like guys, love how you are
What are you doing, Ghost?
caring and you are 100% genuine people. Amen to that. Maybe Stuart will have to talk to you
Stop.
one to one, Glenn, and show you how to use StreamYard. It'll be better for your lives.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'll help you get StreamYard into your group. Have you got a laptop?
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, you
You
need
can
one
do
to
it
get
off your
into your
phone
group.
now, because I do it off my phone.
Well,
I
this is how
just
I've
have to
come on
use
now.
it.
I'm on phone
Yeah, I
now.
just use my Safari
Safari
browser.
browser.
Oh wait, who's got?
Hiya, come
Yeah,
on.
you have my
You have my
feedback.
feedback. I can hear echoing again now. I can hear the echoing this time.
Oh, it was George.
Yeah,
Was it George?
how is it?
But
Oh,
yeah,
is
no,
it?
definitely. I'll definitely be interested in having a look.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
What was that?
That's still bad.
Yeah, really
George,
bad.
really. Yeah, we'll get it right yet.
Was that George then, Stu? Was that his one?
It must have been
Yeah,
because I was muted.
yeah, it was George. Had massive feedback. He's having problems there.
Say earlier to a few people that was commenting to me, I wasn't ignoring you. I just didn't want to interrupt the conversation. So they have been noted and appreciated. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hello?
Hello?
Still bad.
Still bad. Still bad.
Close everything
Close
completely.
everything.
It's coming, jumping out and coming back in. It's not working. Right, no. Yeah, I seen them there. I'll give them a wee love. I'll look at them in a minute whenever I get a chance there. So,
Fucking here twice.
that's better now.
There's two of you then.
Oh, that was mental, the feedback, mate. No, where were we earlier? Right, I suppose we've covered it near enough everything that he's doing at the moment. I don't know. I really don't know what to think of him anymore. His behaviour is so erratic. It's all over the place.
Well, that's what's so worrying at the minute, and that's why I just think it's best for all of us to just let him get on with things. Because I mean, people have had their own opinions today and said it's one thing and it's another, and we don't really know what's going on. So as long as we all know that we're not guilty of anything, then there's no comebacks on us. We'll still get the blame.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you're right too, Mel. Just do what we're doing, just sit back, because to be honest, we haven't done anything. We really haven't.
We haven't, and I think still collect the evidence by all means. I mean, everybody's in the groups that support us, and at the end of the day, you've been You haven't been live for 8 days and you've said absolutely nothing and you've still got the blame. At some point, I hope he does sit and think, that he isn't fully to blame for everything, but he is to blame for bringing all this crap on himself at the minute.
Yeah.
Like he's sitting there with my name on the tip of his tongue all day, every day, and then bitches when people post his lies up saying it's attacking him.
That's the only thing he's got, though, George. Stu, he's got nothing else. Luke, right back when all this first started in April, right? Everybody wanted it to stop him charging vulnerable people from getting help. There's loads of groups out there, peer-to-peer support groups, everything from drugs to drink. I mean, Lulu's got a massive pain relief.
But it wasn't all just his. It wasn't his. It wasn't the fact as much that he was taking money. It was the way he was doing it. He was being abusive in his way of asking money. He was threatening people to take. He was threatening people to take away their peer support network if they didn't give him enough money. They got
Hello,
their.
everyone.
He's meant to be in charge of vulnerable people. He's meant to be in charge of the most vulnerable people on Facebook, and all he can do is emotionally abuse them to get money. If you don't give me money, I'm closing the whole lot down. I'm going away. I'm not coming back. But we need you. I don't care. I'm going.
A narcissistic, misogynistic, bigamist.
A triggerist. A triggerist.
Oh, that's all. Quite a few. And I might bite my tongue in a minute. But he is not worth the shit. He has driven me back to my eating disorders. I have suffered through my life with bulimia and anorexia. I have serious mental health problems. I'm bipolar. I also have epilepsy. I also have serious heart problems. The way he shouts and carries on and treats people is well and truly out of order, because he knows nothing whatsoever about any of it. I have had friends who were addicts of drugs and drink. I have lost friends to drugs and drink. I have lost friends to eating disorders. I really want to punch, and I'm being polite, as you know, Stu and George, with me being from Belfast. I'm being polite when I say I really want to punch him in the face.
So does everybody.
Yeah. I knew those two laughs were going to come. I knew those two laughs were going to come. But seriously, see if I met him face to face, I would really take him out verbally rather than physically.
You give him a kiss and a hug.
A kiss and hug would be my knees and his balls, and that's only for a start.
You can't.
Sorry, did I actually say that?
You can't make physical threats on Facebook Live. But anyway, please behave yourself. You give him a kiss and a hug.
I'd give him a kiss and a hug. Of course I'd give him a kiss and a hug. Not the kind of kiss and hug I'd give my kids or my grandkids, but I'd give him a kiss and a hug. By the way, I don't give a friar's fart about my face being seen.
Kim's always been vocal,
I
and
go
she's always
live,
shown her face,
my face is
guys.
always there. Isn't that
Yeah,
right?
it is, Kim, it is, and you always say it how it is.
Yeah, I'm me. No back doors. I call it as I say it. And he is a total narcissistic, misogynistic little D.
He's a narcissistic misogynist.
He's he's extremely misogynistic because he tries to control Maxine. That's what a misogynist is. They
See,
try to control women.
I know,
He's
but
narcissistic because it's all about him.
I know, but I think this is where he's got the problem. I don't think his partner is going to be controlled that way. She's too strong-willed, I think.
That's what I've just said tonight. Hang on. Which one am I speaking to?
It's Mel.
Mel.
Yeah.
Sorry. I get lost with everybody on these
No, it's all right, Kim.
yards.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Kim.
Mel, I have said today, somewhere along the line, that she has actually grown a pair of her own and told him to cut it out.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Kim.
She really has, but she should have done this a long time ago. Nobody on the internet is causing her stress and alarm and harm, or, it's him. He's there 24 hours a day, yelling, shouting, screaming.
Oh, the negative
accusing
energy.
everyone of everything possible. He is effing and blinding like nobody's business round a 3-year-old child. That's out of order. I still have kids, and my eldest child will be 41 in January. If I bang my head off a cupboard door, I still go, oh fudge. And I've 12 grandkids as well.
Yeah, I've got 9 and I'm the same, and I've got a granddaughter that lives with me. So I totally agree with you, Kim, but at the end of the day, he's already, look, we already know that, agencies in the UK have been involved, and
oh yeah,
that's nothing to do with us, but it's up to them sort of people to deal with that. I'm not one for going around and, putting reports in on people because I don't agree with that.
Do not want any harm whatsoever to come on Maxine.
No,
to come on Maxine's 3-year-old child, to come on Maxine's yet to be born child. They were innocent in all this. She has been manipulated left, right, and center. Carry on, Stu.
Right. The way it's worked with us here, Mom, is everybody here wishes Maxine a very healthy pregnancy, the rest of it, and a very safe birth. And we really do wish the best. We really do wish the best for you and your newborn baby. We honestly do. And something, Shani, there's sort of a hope in my heart that it would be yours. Just maybe being in a family and having a bit of responsibility might change you and might turn you into a better man. I've always said I said he has a lot to offer, but he keeps going backwards on his past and doing the same stuff over and over and over and over again.
It's Stu, it's not that he just keeps going backwards to his past. He keeps thinking he's bigger and better than everyone else. Don't forget, it's the biggest recovery page on the internet, but yet he tells everybody he doesn't care.
Exactly, Kim, and that's what happened me yesterday.
Right. So if you don't care about recovery and those you're getting to pay for your free peer to peer support,
You know,
it's a
there's
free
no.
page no matter what. How the hell can you care about your partner and that unborn child?
Well, never
Because he
even.
has proven it time and time again. He does not care. Sorry.
Obviously, obviously, he doesn't care. It's blatantly obvious. But he thought that he was going to have this baby and turn it into a cash cow, and that's what he was trying to do. Now he's out there trying to compare himself to the Smithy family. Them beautiful people have
Hang
been
on.
through hell.
Smithy
Them
family
people,
were
them, hold on
so
a second, Kim,
pure.
Kim, look, it's just basically like us here. They're out there doing charity work. They're taking money that's being given to them, and they're going out there and they're helping families in need. They're helping
Yeah,
people that have nothing, have something. Like the stuff that are
exactly, Stuart.
dressing
I totally agree.
children, babies that like
But
watching them, wee children getting toys brought round to them. I've never seen James Davenport do that there in all his time.
no,
He's
and
never helped anyone.
you never will, Stuart. You never, ever will. You never will. You can walk to the end of your street
in
and
America.
say, right, you know, there's
She was a social media
X number
superstar.
of
What's playing in the
homes,
background?
families that need this, that, and the other. And what's going to happen? Everybody's going to come in there, right or wrong. They're going to come in there. They're going to give. And we know full well who's going to give that out to the people that need it. He's never going to do that.
He's
Far
never
from
had,
it.
he never will. He's never done anything for anyone other than
No,
himself.
he's
He should have been. He
all
should have been. You
about
know what? He
himself.
was. We've worked out there. People have done the math. It was up in £140,000 a year he was getting from subscriptions, and he said that he was getting the same from stars. So there's £280,000 a year, and I guarantee there's been no tax paid from that there. But what I would have been doing if I had that sort of money, and the people in his tribe, 968 people, when he closed it there, what I would have done for them people is I would have took their hotel in Blackpool and I would have pumped the full money that was needed for the hotel and breakfasts for them people at
Yeah,
least,
right.
and threw them a few hundred quid into the kitty and said, "Look, have a brilliant time." What did he do? Nah, sat and talked about himself. Wouldn't even go to meet the bad
Exactly,
people.
Stuart.
Wouldn't even go
But
and meet the
look
people that were
at the
paying for his shit.
ones
Exactly.
that went to Blackpool. Whitney, Viking,
Outside Paul Jackson.
you know, the be all and end all of nothing. They went, oh shit, it wasn't a recovery weekend. They were on the piss. We all know they were on the piss.
Well, we
We
can't say
all
that.
know.
We can't say that about people in recovery. That there's wrong. We can't say they were in the
Okay, I'm
piss.
sorry,
Look,
but we do know some were
They were
drinking,
smoking weed.
right?
right. Well,
We do,
there's nothing
but we
wrong.
do know
There's nothing
some were
wrong with smoking
drinking
weed.
as well. We also know for a fact because
Look,
photographs are right there.
I could very quickly find out the full story about Blackpool, but I don't like going looking around in people's business.
No,
I'm not
exactly. I
here
totally
to,
agree with you. At the end of the
Exactly.
day,
Neither
that's
I'm
do
not
it.
here to talk
I.
about, I'm not here to talk about where his tribe were drinking or where they were
Right.
smoking weed. What I'm here to
They
talk
did
about is
what
the
they
fact that
did.
he didn't even take a penny out of his pocket, out of the
No,
£280,000 a year that
far
he gets
from it.
from them people,
When
to
you
say,
look,
here, look,
He didn't
here's a
even
couple
know
of
who
thousand.
was. He didn't even know who was on it. Do you remember? He didn't even
no,
know who had went.
sure, George Mel, look, if you look at Louis' group,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
they have all, now, fair enough, Louis' first weekend was a weekend with him and his family. He
yeah,
then stated, because everybody was saying how great it looked, how fun it looked,
yeah,
they did do a thing that they all met up, that they
yeah,
could all afford. Yes, people have given off about Louis,
yeah, yeah,
right? Saying about, you know, putting into a pot, shall we
yeah.
call it, that should people not be able to afford the full amount, not be able to afford to go, that money is actually sitting there.
It's one of them things,
Sorry,
Kim.
can I just say something? Sorry to interrupt you both, but Ashton Cooper, can you please make sure what you're saying? Luke, we don't know what went on in Blackpool, and if you do put anything like that, you need evidence to back it up.
Right.
I don't want to be associated with
Mel, I can't
hearsay or
see
stories.
comments. I can't see
It's
comments
it's
at the
one of
minute.
them things where, you know, Louis was trying to do a good thing, but
Yes,
it's one. It's see, once you bring money
Another
into it,
casualty of Skinner.
as soon as money
exactly.
comes in, it turns the thing sour. And
Thanks, Ashton.
you always have two sides of saying,
There's
you know,
always two sides.
yeah,
Actually, there's three sides to every story:
yeah,
their side, your side, and the
yeah.
truth.
You know, I just think Shinny tried his best to put as much bad light onto Louis as he could. I
Yeah,
said that to
and
Stuart as well. Shinny had a
well,
big part to play in people not trusting Louis till a point.
Louis,
You know what I mean?
It wasn't
Louis
that the,
friggin' got him last week.
Yeah,
Louis did get him last week.
yeah. You
Now,
know, it was disgusting what he tried to do on Louis.
oh yeah, it was.
You know,
I'm not in Louis' corner.
I
Far
am.
from it.
no, I am too. Now I am as well. You know, and that's what I'm saying. I have nothing
You
against
know,
Louis. All I'm saying is, whenever you bring money into anything, you normally bring
yes,
problems. But that's not saying
money is
he's
the
not a bad
root
guy.
of
You know,
I think
he's
all
not.
he was trying to do
evil.
a good. What he was doing was he trying to do a good thing, and what
Yeah,
happened was he was
Oh,
another.
sad Paddy, don't even think about it. You'll be be put quicker than
What?
just one sad Paddy saying
Yeah,
Russians and a Chinese phone book him.
Right.
Just ignore him.
Kim
Like I
doesn't
said,
care.
I can't see
Yeah.
comments.
Kim's
Hang on.
disabled. Is that the way your mother raised you to speak to disabled pensioners? Is that how you were raised, one sad Paddy? You should be
Right.
ashamed of yourself getting
I
on like that.
What's
deleted the
Paddy
comment out.
saying? Is it
Get rid
Paddy
of
what?
them.
I
No,
deleted the comment. I'll boot the bastard now.
just get
What
rid of
did he
that
say?
there. Ban from this page. I don't want people that are going to be rude. Look out there. You've put up lies and horrible posts
Hang on.
about.
At the end of the day, Luke, Paul Jackson said it better. Luke, people, this is not a health and addiction group, and it shouldn't matter what other people have done, whether it's
Yeah,
in Blackpool or anything. It can be used against us, and that's what
Yeah,
people have got to think about. At the end of the day,
I was back
Stuart,
inside. One of me two cats.
Okay.
you know, so
yeah,
let's just try generalize it, please, people, and
yeah. We
you
don't
know,
want to
we're
be sitting
getting
here.
No, we're getting accused of doing enough as it is, so we don't need any more
You're
on us.
ganging up. You know, it's ganging up on people. It's not. You know what? I know what you mean,
Yeah.
Mel. Don't need to talk about. That's.
Louis,
It's
hang on.
shinny. We're here to talk about, and that's it.
Hang on.
You know.
Stu, George, apparently Louis is here. Can I
In the
just
comments.
say, Louis, it's Sandra Hipkin has said, Louis is here, so ask him rather than talk about him.
No,
Sandra,
we weren't. It wasn't a subject. We
Sandra,
weren't.
I am not talking about Louis. I actually like Louis, and I have so much respect for Louis.
We were just more or
I'm
less trying
not
to
going
generalize things,
against
weren't we?
him.
Like, Louis shouldn't have talked about, but that's not what we're here about. Our like, we're just saying that he's an our casualty. Leave it at that. There, he's another. He was
Exactly.
another casualty. He was another casualty of Shinny's behaviour. That's what he was. Nothing more.
Basically,
That's all we were
that's
trying to
what
say.
I
We
should
weren't
have
trying to say
said.
anything bad. That's all we were trying to say.
Basically,
He was
that's
another
what
casualty
I
of
Yeah,
Shinny.
should have
please, look,
said,
you
and
are
I'm
twisting.
sorry.
You're twisting this live to all other directions and where I want it to go. It is very off subject. I don't want stuff like that there brought up. I don't want the victims being
Hang
talked
on,
about.
Sam Davis. What the fuck?
Oh,
Look here, don't
Sam
fight me.
Davis, what the fuck? Is Kim pissed?
somebody always has to spoil it.
Oh my god. I swear to
Right,
fuck.
right, I want to stop talking about all this here shit. This is putting my
I'm
life aside.
entitled to my
I know.
opinion. I'm
Ashton,
We
entitled
Ashton,
have a call
to
here. I'll be
be
back in 10 minutes. All
impassioned.
right.
yeah, no problem. Can I just speak? Sorry, Ashton, in the comments. Don't look, at the end of the day, we don't judge anybody on their past if they've been in Shinny's group or tribe, etc. And you know, you were okay with me saying what I
Lorraine,
said.
I'm
So
not
please,
gonna calm
guys,
down
you
after
know,
that one.
please be
No way.
respectful. You know, we do have people coming over here from other groups that, you know, don't know us and they've got this persona that we're big, bad, vile trolls. And, you know, part of Stuart's mission is to try to get people to see that, you know, we're not that. And you need to, at the end of the day, you can't hold people responsible for what they've done in the past. So please, guys, be careful in the comments, please. Right,
Like,
come on,
no,
Stuart, get back to what you wanted to say and I'll shut up.
right. What I was looking to say here is, please respect the guests in the comments. Please respect the guests. I'm just asking you
I
that there.
always do.
People are on it. People are on at my discretion here. I don't want people abusing the people that are on the panel. Um, thing is, like, you'd mentioned there about Lou, and you touched on it about what I'm going to say here is we're touching on a subject of the casualties of his behavior and the people that you don't think about. Because of his behavior, people are on extreme high alert. Who's that? If someone's got bad feedback or
Not me.
Not me.
hello,
I was on mute. Hello.
hello.
Is
Hello.
that
No,
Lee?
that's all right, yeah. No, he has caused a trail of destruction. There's the recovery world. He's turned people into animals that would normally, I don't think, would behave the way
Stuart,
that they normally would. He's making people step out of line. Like, they're out there, they're calling an innocent man a paedophile. And like, how or where on this earth do you get off from doing stuff like that there? Like, you're not bothering me with doing stuff like that there, but you are letting yourselves down. You're letting your mothers down. Is that who raised you? Are you raised to be like that there? Is that who you
can I
want to
tell
be?
you who raised me? Not my mother, my grandmother.
But I'm talking
My
about the people.
grandmother,
I'm
who
talking about
taught
the
me
people.
more respect than a mother could ever teach a child. How's that?
But what I'm talking about here is the people that he's had influence over and he's trying to influence. Like he has tried to incite violence against me, people over here,
Oh
and
no, he has Stuart.
he's tried so hard to get people from Northern Ireland to side with him and spread malicious rumours about me to satisfy his ego. And that there's what it is. It's satisfying his ego. There's nothing more, nothing less than this here. It's ego scratching for him. And the worst thing, he doesn't care what you're saying or doing. It's the fact that his ego's getting hurt is what's really hurting that man. There's
Exactly. That's why
narcissistic
I
behavior.
said he was such a narcissistic, misogynistic little creep.
He can come to Belfast if he wants. I don't live in
Oh, he
Belfast. His
can.
geography
Well
skills,
and truly, Stuart, because
his
I
geography,
am in Belfast. You're not. You're in
well,
County Antrim.
County Armagh.
Sorry, County Armagh. I'm in County Antrim. I am
Belfast and County
in
Antrim.
Belfast.
And
I
look,
am.
the main thing is, look, if he can come to this country if he wants, I'd sit down and I'd talk to you. And you go out with a completely different frame of mind. James
Yeah.
Davenport, number one, I would put my hand on your forehead and let you swing away like a
We're
cartoon
going to have
Julie
me in the
superhero.
Scott.
comments,
Hang on.
please.
Julie Scott, I'm Northern Ireland. Not many
Yeah,
could stick his attitude or big mouth around these parts. Exactly, Julie. But Stuart and I can. Stuart and I are of the same milk. That we know how to deal with people like that face to face.
I have,
Sorry, the Consumer Rights Act
I, uh,
2015. I do let Stuart talk, so fuck off. Sorry, Stuart.
oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
Kim, please.
I'm sorry. Nobody comes at me like that.
No, I totally agree with you, but look, everybody's
Nobody
entitled to
comes at me
opinion,
like
whether we
that.
like it
I
or not.
do let Stuart
Right.
talk.
Stop fighting amongst each other. Look, I just want to get my point across. I'm having a
No problem.
struggling
And what
job
I'll
here.
do is I'll go back in the comments, Stuart, and keep an eye on things.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry if
All
I
right.
haven't.
I'll speak to you, everybody, but I'll be back in the comments.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hon.
Right, Melanie, thank you. Right, Glenn, do you want to chirp in here?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Right, you've been sitting there the whole time and you haven't had a chance to talk on the panel. What I was looking to know is what's your opinion of things now, right? You got to start off, Glenn, watching. When you first come over here, I mean, you talked about this earlier. We talk regular, Glenn, you're a decent fella. Me and you talked about it, and we are talking about it earlier. That remember when you come in here and you were really pissed at us. But Shinny sells. He sells a good argument, like he does. He's convincing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But
I think that's the way
now
it
that you,
is.
now that here's what I was going to ask you. Now that you've stood back and you've got your own wee group together now, you've people coming in every morning and chatting to you. I popped in and talked to you too. I even tried to get on me to have a chat with you when you're live, but it wasn't working proper for you. Damn that. But what I was saying that Jesus Christ.
Sorry, did I throw you, Stuart?
So, no, sorry. Blocking Salford loves Shanny, but sir, being that,
Yeah, Sulfur loves Shinny.
yeah. All right, I was just
Needs
going
a
to ask.
smack round the chops.
Right, they're blocked. Right,
Thank you.
Glenn. What I was looking at is now that you've stepped back and you've seen everything from an outside perspective, and you've seen the way he behaves, and now you know what's going on. You know what he's talking about when he's taking digs at me and stuff in the live and taking digs at us. So, what do you think from there? Now, what's your opinion?
I think he's poking all the time, isn't he? I think as someone said the other day, like his viewing went right down, didn't it? And it was only because he went and done what he done the other day. He got back up. I think he had about 500 or something on. So he's constantly. Listen, my personal opinion on it is that the guy's had some figures in his bank account that he never dreamed of thinking that he was going to get on a regular. Had no other kind of way of doing it. Didn't believe he was ever going to achieve anything like he has, and that's what he's chasing now. This is money motivated the whole way. This is literally, and that brings out the worst of anyone. Yeah, if you're that kind of way inclined, and what he's doing now is he is chasing that dough, in my opinion, constantly, and he's everything is game for him. Like he's on their compulsive line. I think we all kind of agree with that. We've caught so many of his lies and so much of his rubbish. I think it's hard to deny the fact that he is saying anything he can to try and almost brainwash people, sympathy vote. I agree what you're saying. He's going to parade everything he possibly can. Like I've even seen people. He's using his kids as weapons. You know, making people's heads spin, trying to really draw them in to kind of get on his side because he just wants that supporter badge pressed. That's it. It doesn't matter about the quality of the people that's on his show. He hasn't got no care about anyone that's there. No one's vetted. Nobody's looked at. He'll even keep people on if they're just kind of doing their thing. And also, I found out that there's only about 40 people active in that tribe. Even though it says there's 200 people in there, there's only 40 people that communicate in there. So again, it's all kind of fake even in there, you know, just to fool people into thinking it's bigger than what it really is, just to get yourself back to that money from the other page.
Exactly. That's what we said earlier about about the tribe, the recovery tribe. We do honestly believe, but if there's people in there at the minute and they're coming out and they're telling us so many people are active, many people are liking posts. You're
Yeah.
getting 30 likes on a post, maybe only about 6 or 7 people commenting. So what are they paying for if there is that many people in the group? I
Well, I was
sincerely
paying.
doubt it.
I've paid, and I had a major meltdown. It's no secret between the guys that are following me on my group, you guys who was there for me, your page. Somebody was messaging me from your page. You know, like I ain't paid you guys nothing, and it was you lot that helped drag me out. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I went to Whitney, and I even inboxed her on that night where I was having a major meltdown, and I got called the Samaritans. Ignored the rest of my messages. Said she would contact Shinny. Never heard anything since. Like let's be brutal here. I could be in hospital now or in some sort of bad way, but there was no follow up to that at all. No one's even wanted to know if I was all right or I've come out the other side or how can we help you going
Glenn,
forward. You know,
Glenn,
nothing.
can I
Hello.
ask you,
Yeah,
have
okay. I thought that.
any of
Sorry,
us
David. Mummy back.
from this page,
Love
this
you.
group, whatever, ignored you? Have
Yeah,
we ignored you? Have we
never,
not been there for you?
never ignored
No
me. I don't
matter
think
what
anyone's ever ignored me.
your problem is, come hail, rain, or shine, we are there. I can hand on heart right now say that is who we are. That is what we are. That is what we do.
You got to understand as well, Kim. Even when Stuart wasn't up to being able to deal with the situation himself at that time, he went behind the scenes and made sure he got people there and
Oh,
then to
yeah,
contact me.
I
You know, like that,
understand that.
and he had his own stuff going on. You know, and that just shows that he's gone. Even when he's got his own stuff he's dealing with at that precise moment, he's still done it. George,
Well,
everybody. Do you know what I
and
mean? I can't
truly,
speak
they
highly of
are.
everybody on here
And
enough.
we
Well
never
and
claimed to be
truly,
anything
Glenn.
like that there. We never claimed to be a recovery platform, but we do help people. We'll point in the right direction. We'll talk to
We
you. But the majority of people in
exactly.
recovery, all they want is someone to talk to unload their problems. Because I know what it's like to have mental health problems. Your brain works at an awful capacity and it flies and races and it can be quite daunting some days. And
Yeah,
all you
It
want to
could
do
send
is get
you
what's in
into
your
a total helter skelter.
all you want to do is get what's in your head out, and
Yeah,
that's all that I've done for anyone. And people have thanked me for helping them when they've been let down by our side, but that's never here nor there. It doesn't take 5 minutes to respond to someone in need. It doesn't take two
Glenn.
minutes of your time. somebody's
Thanks,
life
Stuart.
is more somebody's
The
life is
rest,
more important
I'm
than.
always only a message away. Uh, Kelly Chester, do you want to shut your mouth and tell me to stop shushing? I'm actually being proactive here. You do not know me at all. You want to come at me? Come at me in inbox. Not here.
Right, we're not fighting here
Sorry,
at the moment.
Stuart.
Right, what I was saying there is all it takes is 5 minutes to talk to someone. Like, we know for a fact there's people in the tribe there have talked about committing suicide before, and they've been pushed to the one side and they've been told to ring the Samaritans. What have they done to be proactive in between telling that person to call the Samaritans, making sure that they've done it, making sure that person's all
Exactly.
right, dropping a wee message in to say, look here, I know you were a bit upset earlier. Like, are you okay? Are you worried? People on our side do that all the time to me. When I'm quiet for days, I get wee messages in my inbox of people coming over and saying, like, are you all right? Like, that's awful what he's doing. And I'd be saying, like, I'm all right. Sometimes I'm not all right. And I would say I'm all right. Like, but it's not him that's
Well,
getting to me.
we all
It's what
know a
he's
lie
done.
from a lie when we're in that position.
Yeah, look,
You know.
he's he doesn't get to me. Not one thing he can do or say will annoy me.
No.
Not one word. What
Stuart,
annoys me is
Two Mad Paddies has apparently blocked me.
No, I think
I
they
don't
were
know.
on
Why?
about comment to you, Kim. Not actually you. I think they've blocked somebody that was talking not very nice to you. I think.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody talks not very nice to me, let them talk not very nice to me. They'll get it
No,
back.
not here,
Keep
Kim.
it out
Not
of
my
trouble,
life.
Kim.
I like.
Keep it out of trouble.
Oh no,
There's a
Stuart,
time and a
I'll
place.
not do it. I'll not
I
do
know
it
that.
verbally. I will actually inbox that person.
Yeah,
I'm
just ignore them.
not,
Ignore it. Don't be talking about the comments there.
you know,
Don't be
I
nasty
do,
to the panel.
Stuart, I do care about people. I
These comments,
do
99%
really
of them are
care
wonderful.
about what
What
is
about the other
going
ones?
on.
Don't be blocking anyone. The only ones I want blocked
Well,
is
apparently
the likes
somebody's
of.
blocked me.
I know they haven't. They were saying that they were saying that they blocked the person that
And that,
was being nasty to you.
what's your
Anyway, here,
problem?
right, there is no problem, right? Let's get back on topic there. I was talking about.
Apparently, according to Joseph Early, I'm steaming. No,
She's
I'm
not
not
staying.
steaming.
She's on medication for fibromyalgia. It's a horrible, horrible illness to have. I've got it myself,
Fibromyalgia,
and it
spinal
leaves you.
stenosis, epilepsy. Do you want me to carry on?
No, I know, Kim. Like, just ignore the comments if they're being nasty. Like, guys, please
Happy, I'll be fine,
don't be
sweetheart.
fighting
I'll be
them.
fine. Thanks,
Right.
Stuart.
What I was saying there is, Glenn, you were having a horrible shit ass day and you didn't know where to turn. Did you get any one of them 40 people in your inbox saying, look, I've seen your post. Are you okay? Do you need any help?
No,
Do you need
nothing.
to speak to someone?
Nothing. Nothing.
That's why I'm worried about people paying money for nothing. That there's what they're getting. No
Well,
service,
Exactly,
no service.
Stuart.
that's all because I spoke on this very page. Since then, I've been blocked. Whitney continuously tells me that because Shinny obviously went on to tell the rest of the people that obviously I was welcome back and he was going to unblock me, which never materialised. He just said that because obviously he hasn't really got anything he can actually say about me. Even to this day, I don't. I've had my comments and my personal opinions, which I'm entitled to because of the way I've been treated.
Exactly, Alan McCancy.
So it's kind of there's nothing really he can come at me for, you know. Like I can definitely not be told that I've bullied him or done any harm to him or his family, and I've never really said anything about his family at all either, unless it was something positive. Because I just wouldn't speak about his family like that. My problem's with him and him on his own, and I don't understand all this kind of where well, I do understand it. He's manipulating people by using the word family and children, because when people say them words, people automatically take notice, and that's the mind games that he's playing with people.
Ding ding. Using words that
Definitely.
offend people, that will get people's back up. He uses words like pregnant missus.
Yep.
He uses words like unborn baby, my baby girl, my son. He got his son on live one day and he got him to call us pedophiles. That there's I
Oh,
got a
his
man.
17-year-old son.
Yeah. And he tried the reason
Yeah.
he brought him on, him and Glenn, was he was hoping that we would have messaged or attacked them. And that's what he was doing. Like, he was expecting his mother to be contacted. He brings them all into it and then says they're contacted and doesn't show any proof of it. I've never seen one shred of evidence for anything that man's ever said. And I think the reason he cancelled the podcast is because he's embarrassed because he doesn't have anything to put on it.
Nicola
Yeah,
Plummer, if you ever need to speak, I'm only a message away.
100%. Listen, if you watch the way he was so triggered and repeated so many times that he will cancel the podcast, if everybody basically bowed down to him and gave him an out, the man was looking for a back door key so he could run out the back of it, because he can't come through that front door onto the stage and open up the same things that he's spoken about. He has given everybody his trump cards, which they ain't trumps. They're most of it lies and bollocks. That's basically what he's got. So he needed somebody to go, oh, shitty, we apologise to you publicly, because he needed to save face. What's he now? He's cancelled his
Right,
podcast.
so who's
He's got
actually
nowhere to go.
apologising to him,
No
Glenn?
one, as far
Because
as I
none
know,
of us
no one.
are.
And he still cancelled his podcast. So it's exactly what I thought would happen
Exactly.
if he had nothing to
None
show,
of
which
us
he's got
are.
nothing to show.
We have seen him for what he is. We have called him for what he is. We have not been nasty in any way, shape, or form.
I agree. That like, obviously every side has had their little moments and this, that, and the other. And
Yeah,
Stuart's first one to admit he's said a couple of things that maybe he's made it easy for them to try and make it him look worse than what he is. Let's all be
exactly.
like fair on that, But he's turned what Stuart's done and made it look 50,000 times worse than what it was, and used
Yeah,
things to his advantage and used these trigger words that we're talking about. It gets people to take notice of what he's saying. He's triggering on people's emotions, parents' emotions. Naturally, as a parent, when you start thinking someone's kids are being attacked, you will stand up and take notice to that person, and eventually you get wrapped up in it. I was one of these people, and I don't even know, looking back, when he was going, "Oh, give me stars," and I'm fucking going. I do not know how I was staying on there and thinking that was a normal thing to watch, and I was okay, because I was wrapped up in a little bubble there. And I was watching it on a normal day. When I look back at it now, or I listen to a conversation between him and Lee and other things, the bottom line is I see everything. But it's when you can step back from a situation. This is why no one can ever forget about that precious thing that we have, to just step back and take a couple of seconds and come back and look at it at different eyes, because that's when you normally get your truthful answers and see things for the reality of it.
yeah. I 100% agree, Glenn. He's never actually been able to go at me, per se. He has blocked me for asking a question.
That's the thing he hates the most. He don't like questions.
Right? I asked a simple question. I got blocked. But I
If you want,
sit back, I watch, I listen, I talk now and again to Stuart, George, Mel, all of them that have become involved in this and can see what he is, what he's doing,
Get
Yeah.
it now. Sorry about the link there. I'll get it now. I'm busy. I'm here. I'm answering a message. 2 seconds.
That's okay, sure.
Yeah, I understand what you mean there. He doesn't like questions at all. When
No,
people
That's,
ask
he
him questions,
doesn't.
he gets his back
You
up and
you got to
flips
ask.
them.
remember that the theory behind it, that he doesn't like questions. You have to remember he puts himself far, far above us. Yeah, so
But
he doesn't look at us as
sorry,
people that are able to ask him a question. He said that himself. He's not going to listen to the likes of me. I'm a nobody. I might be paying his
Glenn.
8.99, but he literally looks at me as if I'm dirt on his shoe. He said that on his own live and about everybody that's watching him. That should have been the moment everyone should just click straight off. But unfortunately, they're not going to see it the same way as me because they haven't managed to step back yet, meet other people, kind of
Well,
remember what the good world is about, because you have
well,
to sometimes be reminded.
well, Glenn. I was always out there. I was always out there. I just don't go into that world of his and others. I really don't. But when I see it, I call it.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
everybody can be their own person. Nobody can stop that. You want to pay someone for a free page, work away.
Yeah,
But there are going to be people out there that see this that are going to try and actively stop these people charging and taking advantage of vulnerable people.
yeah,
Peer to peer groups are not charged,
no, no,
especially on Facebook.
no, no way. Especially
You
when
know,
you're not really getting that. Like at the end of the day, you're not. If you're paying for something, you're going to get some kind of professional help. Yeah, I can go on
exactly.
Google and find Samaritan's number. I didn't need
Ex-
Whitney to belittle me and almost kind of patronise me in a situation where I was in need to tell me here's the Samaritan's number. Like
Let
I
me
know the
tell you
Samaritan's number.
something,
But that's not
Glenn.
what I'm looking to do at the moment. I was looking to
Um,
come to people that were suffering the same as me and apparently know kind of where they're at, and like I've been filled with all this stuff that they're going to be wonderful people and they're all going to be able to help me in that time of need, and it just didn't exist. It just didn't exist.
Glenn, um, just over 2 years ago, I couldn't get through to the Samaritans. I phoned Mind. Mind told me that if I wanted to kill myself, to go and kill myself. If I wanted their help, I had to pay for it. So Mind is someone or something, whatever, that I will never, ever recommend. They actually charge people for help. Samaritans
Hi,
don't.
Lee. Yeah.
So many other don't
But ain't that the ironic
charge.
thing, though, Kim? That they're charging you to send you to a free service. How weird's that?
Exactly.
How mad is that?
Why charge for a free service?
I wanted to pay for the number, I'd have ring 118 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And get the number off there
Exactly.
and get charged for it and charged to be put through to speak to someone. I don't need to be paying them. Do you know what I mean? It's
Jelly,
insane.
they
It's
did
mind boggling.
tell
It's mind
me,
boggling.
sorry, Glenn, Yelly Green, they did tell me to go and kill myself. Sandra Hipkin, yes, they said that to me.
Hold on, guess here.
I contacted a friend of mine who's with a big
Hi, Mel.
suicide outreach here at the time, and her and her partners within it all
Name that, Mel.
went mental.
Mel Jennings.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Hi, Karen Lulu. Sorry, I've got a million things going on here at once.
You're all right, love. I'm not going to stay on long. I just wanted to come on and
Hello.
say, hello, darling. Right, firstly, I'm just going to say it's about Kim. Kim's Kim. Just deal with it. Don't be digging her out because you'll just get it 10 times worse. Sorry, Kim. Love you. It just, you know what? Digging her out is just going to make things 10 times worse. So just let her crack on with it, and then you won't get her going off at you. But Kim's Kim. Leave her alone. Glenn, love, listen, you've done nothing wrong. The reason you couldn't see the wood for the trees is because you've been groomed, love,
I
for
know.
want of a better word.
Yeah,
But
I
you
know.
know what? You're a decent bloke. You're a good bloke. You've got a good fucking head on your shoulders. You know, and you've seen that no one over this side's the bullies or the trolls that they've been made out to be. And maybe if more people like you and actually use their brain, Shinny wouldn't be able to get anywhere with his their bullies, their trolls crap. And listening to the bullies and trolls, so not only been attacking me and my children, but loads of other people's children for years. Do you know, and that's the people he's listening to because it suits his agenda. Just like
Look,
boring
you know,
posting up fucking Stuart as a fucking sex offender because it's what they do. It's all the same people. Sorry, go on, Kim.
you know, for the past 4 years, and it's been going on for 5 years now, where Bo's concerned.
Yeah.
But for the past 4 years, I have done nothing but stick up for you and Bo and
100%,
all her.
darling. 100%, sweetheart.
I will never let any piece of, you know what,
I know what, love.
bring any of you down. I know
No,
you've
listen,
been there
right,
for me, sweetheart.
finally, love, I'm at the place where I can ignore it. But as you well know, and as loads of people know, it's taken me for over 4 years to get there. So they can say what they want, they can post what they want. They're just sad, pathetic
But
cunts that are
Luke,
jealous with the
you
relationship I've got
still
with my
know,
children.
no matter what, you can inbox me or ring
I
me
know I can, darling, and vice
anytime.
versa. Anyone can. I mean, Kim knows, loads of people in the comments know. If someone needs, I don't know what, even if I don't like you or we don't get on,
Well,
you
I'm
need a
all right.
chat, inbox me. My inbox is always open. I'm not going to jump down your throat, you know.
Lou is a sweetheart of all sweethearts.
I'm a cunt. I'm just
She
not a shit
really
cunt.
is. Oh,
There
she's
you
a
go.
cunt. She's a cunt when she needs to be a cunt. But she is a sweetheart. And she really is there for anyone who needs it. Even if it's only for 5 minutes. She's there.
Yeah, anyone. But listen, I'm going to jump off. We've had some really bad news today. So, and as you can hear,
Right,
I'm not well. I just want to,
you know,
come on and say, Stu, you've got my support. Glenn, you know, I told you, mate, my inbox is open. Kim
Thank you,
goes
Lulu.
without saying. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, if anyone needs me,
sweetheart, you know I'm only a message away. If you need me, just give me a shout. I'm always
100%,
here.
darling. Anyway, take care. But I meant what I said. But listen, just, you know,
sweetheart,
keep your chin up,
you.
all of you. All right, I'll be
You
listening.
too.
All right, bye. Bye, everyone.
Right,
Bye.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
All
That's
right.
right, darling. Bye.
Now, that
Another amazing
was
person
the
who.
best of the
Lily's lovely.
best that has just come on and spoken. She
Just saying as well,
does
Mel in the
not.
comments has literally given me so much support as well. Like, I just want to thank her
Oh,
as
Mel,
well. She's
Mel
absolutely
is
amazing lady, really
Mel
is.
is amazing. But see, Lou, Mel, I actually haven't dealt with you the way I've dealt with Lou.
Hi. No.
I
No,
haven't
right.
dealt with Mel the way I've dealt with Lou. But
No. Don't even think about it. Sorry,
Lou is so sweet, so understanding,
Hello, Gary.
and so accommodating. No matter what you say to her, she will be there. If she can't help you, she'll point you to someone else that can. That's our Lou.
I think the way things have went here, they've gotten beyond the joke. Like he has mentally ill people running about, making pages, calling
Yeah,
people pedophiles that they don't know anything about, and that could be literally endangering them people's lives. But not everyone's going to be as laid back and calm about things as me. Some of them people could end up with a big lad landing on their front doorstep, and they're just, I don't know, it's just absolutely hilarious how they think they're getting away with all this.
exactly. Sorry, Nicola Plummer, Glenn is on with Stuart now. I'm sorry if I'm sounding too.
I'm on as well, Karen.
Oh, I think there's someone backstage.
Hang on.
There's Philip,
Oh,
wasn't
sorry,
it?
Mel's there.
There's Philip on. I Philip, you have. There's Philip. I meant to get him on last week there, but I wasn't feeling up to doing a stream yard. Uh, Philip, you wanted on. You had groups that you wanted to talk about. You have mental health support groups. Now you having groups of your own for a long time. I'd like to know your opinion, Philip, on what you're seeing happening with what he's doing to them people and what he's getting them to do.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, mate.
Yeah. I just think, like,
Sorry.
from I, I've been doing this now, just over a year, and to be honest, I was watching them quite a lot, at the start, and then it just started going a bit mad. Now, what I'm doing in my groups is just being there for people. If they need, if they send me a message, I'll always reply. It doesn't matter who it is, I'll reply. Now it might take me an hour or two, but I always tell them, I will reply to you personally. But there's a team that I've got that work with me, and they're just amazing, and they go out their way all day, all night, uh, just to be there, for people. Because they've been there themselves and there was no one there for them, and that's what it is with us. We're just a group of parents. What happened with me, it was a bit of a joke, and I'll be honest with you, it all started off as a joke, and I don't say this lightly. Um, I did look at it as a bit of fun at the start, and then all of a sudden it hit me how serious the situation was, and I then changed from. What I started was a movement, but I don't really want to go into that. In my local town, it was a bit crazy. We were infested with people who were just doing these horrible things to children all the time, and they were just getting away with it. And I'm no angel, but I was slipping, and this thing didn't happen round by me in my day.
Like
So,
Nicola.
oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
No,
Carry
what we
on, it's okay. I was just
go,
saying, like, Nicola.
go on ahead there, Philip. Right, you were saying it never happened in your day. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what basically what happened was, like I say, I'm no angel, and me and a few of my mates and all that, we formed this group, and we said we'd had enough. We were lads that come from a hard-working, hard men town. Where I live is full of hard men. Do you know what I mean? We're not no pushovers around here, but these horrible creatures were just roaming the streets, and nothing was getting done. And I thought, this has stop. This has got to stop. So a few of us got together and we formed a group and that. And it was never meant as a malicious thing. It was just we were just going to expose them. We weren't going to go and hurt them or anything. I'd never
Be back in
even
a minute.
knew about Hello.
Keep going. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
listening to you, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd seen the odd sting in my day like years ago, but it weren't something that I was looking into. As I always had other things to occupy my mind, but then we got into this world, and we like I did at the very beginning when it happened, I took it very seriously and I took it very personally. And I was being attacked non-stop because of me past, because I was a criminal. I was being told you can't do this, you're a bad person, and I was never ever intending to go out and catch these friggin' monsters. I was just, at first I just wanted to get everybody to know who was living next door to them. I had my door took off by the police 2 or 3 times because of it, because I was exposing them that much. I was hated by Cheshire Constabulary. I mean, the probation said to me, I'm on probation. Like I say, I'm a criminal and I'm currently on probation for like just growing weed, smoking weed, and in possession of weed and stuff like that. I've been in trouble for assaults, but we I'm drifting. We come together and we've had enough. Now a lot of people said, well, I can't take the heat off the police. And I weren't scared. We're not scared of the police. We're
Yeah,
not
we know.
scared of these monsters. For them to know that we're not scared of them and that we're going to shine a torch on them. And we don't care if the police come and try and threaten us because we're not even going to listen to them. We never have. Why we're going to start now, especially when we're trying to protect the kids that live in our town, the future of our town that we all love. So it got serious. It did get a bit serious, and then I was an addict myself. I've suffered through quite a bit of stuff. I'm disabled. I can't walk. There's a lot of things that I've had to face my own demons in my time. Um, but we'd had enough. And I said, well, come on, dude, I can't get out into the community as much as I could. So the only avenue I had to get anywhere to my message and what I'm trying to do was through social media. That's all I had. That's it. So when I started looking into social media, I found there was a lot of people that needed help, and there's a lot of very, very tight communities that stick with each other, and they're fucking solid. They are very, very solid. They've got deep morals, and I've witnessed this now, and I've watched what's gone on with all this, with this other joker on the other thing. He's crazy. He's narcissist. He's he's given emotional blackmail now to his community because he knows that the truth. Now, he's not there giving anybody any help. He's there just milking it. And now that the shares and the stuff and what he had to say in, like, I watched him, and this is how I come to get to know Stu. I watched and I reached out to Stu and I said, I've witnessed this as a spectator, and he's getting a bit unhinged. Now, where's his direction? Because after he lost his stars and his subs and his followers and shares, his his chats went down to about 5 minutes, and he didn't know what to say, so he started dragging himself into this debate. Now, let's all be realistic here. We're all on social media. If I was to turn my telly off now and my phone off, you say, like, I'm not even looking at comments. I don't care what people say or think about me. I'm past that. I've been an addict down and out. I've lost my family. I've lost my world. And I've got it all back. So I don't care what the world thinks about me no more because I know what I think about the world. And it's a horrible place out there. And you've got to be close to the people that you're close with. And if you're not tight with them and honest, they will turn on you, and they will turn on you very fast, and they will be very, very evil because they've give you their trust and they've told you their deepest, darkest secrets, what they are disgusted in themselves with. They hate themselves for what they did to themselves. And there's no person out there that can threaten or can bully or can shit stir or can slag an addict off more than what an addict did to their own fucking brain. And sorry for swearing, because they beat themselves up every single morning. They had to go and do things that they didn't want to do, but they did it. And he's right when he says an addict is a different level, because they are. They're 27, 24/7 people. You can't be an addict and not be a 24/7 person. You've got to know what's coming, when's it coming, and how's it coming. And it's nothing else matters. Whether you've got food in your belly, irrelevant. My trainers are wet. It doesn't matter. I'll go out and barefoot. It's irrelevant as long as you've got what you need to be to cure your addiction. Now, when you turn it the other way, when an addict then loses an addiction, they do uh, transfer that addiction to something else, and they always do. Like me, mine was social media, cannabis, and meditating, music. I just, as soon as I wake up, it's music to get myself in the right mindset for the day, and then it's dealing with that. But I just reach out, and like I've been 100% honest with everyone that's on my groups. They know, like I was trolled, and they were they were putting me mum and dad's addresses up and stuff like that. And I started relapsing. Well, I started lapsing and threatening them, and then doing a bit of like I can I'm good at I like criminal. This is the thing about a criminal. A criminal only ever gets judged on how bad he was in his career, and then the public seem to put that on a pedestal. What you get away with, they don't know shit. What I've done, people haven't got a fucking Scooby about what I've done. They only know what I've got caught for, because I got away with the stuff. What if it didn't? No one sees it. It didn't happen, and you've got to be careful what you do. So when going back to like the energy that was being given out off Shin, it was just hatred. And I've been talking to admin on this page and others and telling them my views, and I've also been commenting openly on his lives. Now, last night he virtually answered every single one of my questions, but he wouldn't read the question out. So I asked him, if he is now anti-bullying, then why doesn't he lead by example and say to every single one of his members, right, you've just fucking put a bad comment out, you're in the sin bin, right, you're in there for 2 days now, you put hate on my page. You can't say I'm a messiah and I'm gonna be an ambassador or whatever for trolls, but then let your 30, 40 members say what the fuck they want to people who are actually pulling you up. If you want to be a superstar, if you want to be famous, you've got to take the critics, because they're the ones that make you. The people that love you, they don't give a fuck. They just say, yeah, he's all right. It's the people that say the shit about you that get the people that love you to stick up for you. They're the ones that make you famous. They're the
But
ones. This
but
Go on, sorry.
Philip, constructive criticism isn't welcome over there. It isn't welcome at all. If you give him any sort of constructive criticism, he will block you. There was a fellow the other day. I don't know if you were watching him or not, but somebody has said to him that he was at his best when he was talking about his
Yeah,
addiction and stuff and how low he was. He took that as in, oh, you want to see me back in the dumps, rather than taking the constructive criticism part of it, where he was saying, look, the way I read into that their message was like, you were far more better when you were humble and not bragging about everything that's so good in your life all
Yeah,
the time, when there's
fun.
people sitting there in need that have nothing, that are begging for your attention, and you're not even reading out their comments. You're just sitting there smug. The only time you'll read something out is if somebody says something that's positive towards them. Anything else, anybody questions his behaviour, ask them. Al Witters is on the block, and I tell you what, that girl has done that man more damage than any single person that has been involved in that tribe all along. Whitney George was that man's downfall, and I guarantee you. She was too quick on the
100%.
clock.
Yeah, 100%. Whitney is
See,
his downfall.
constructive criticism, that's a way to improve. That's your haters showing the fucking cards.
Yeah,
That's, do you know what I mean? You've got the edge, haven't you? Use it to your
yeah.
advantage. If someone says you shouldn't be doing this, then switch it. I understand how your take on that was. He was more humble. Do you know what my take on it was? He actually accepted that he was an addict when he was an addict, and now he thinks he's above an addict.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an example of constructive criticism being used in a positive way. Whenever I was in that group chat and that woman was running around Cyprus taking pictures, I should have scrutinized the one of his daughter was in more. And people criticized me, but I didn't sit and fight with them people. I turned around and I says, yeah, look, maybe I was bang out of order. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should wind my neck on a bit and catch myself on. And that's what you deal with constructive criticism. You agree with the people, you apologize for your behavior, and you don't repeat it. That there is what you do. You deal with constructive criticism. You don't launch an attack on the person saying, "Oh, you'd rather see me in the gutter," and spit at them. That person was saying, "Look, if you want to get your numbers back, if you want to be a better person, look, go back to your roots. Be humble. Be caring about the people you're talking to. Go into the comments and read out the comments. If they are constructive, say, yeah, well, hold on a second. Yeah, maybe I am doing this wrong. Maybe I have done that wrong. Here, I'll tell you what. Give me a chance. I'm going to take this chance that you give me, and I'm going to improve my behavior. I'm not going to repeat myself anymore. I'm not going to be that bad person that's out there looking for fights all the time. I'm going to take more care of my family. When my family does come along, I'm going to use them in a positive light. I'm going to take the money that's being given to me from social media. I'm going to go out and look for a homeless person, maybe get them a sandwich and a cup of tea, give it to them, sit and ask them are they all right on Facebook Live. Ask them, is it okay if you get them on? That's the sort of person you need to be to succeed in the social media world. Any of the big
Well
takers, any of the
said,
big
Stuart.
takers like the Smithy family, anybody of the big takers like the Smithy family. I heard the Swally Walton. I have to go and look at them because if they are getting trolled and they're doing good, that's a wrong thing to be at. And he's taken away from all them people that are getting trolled. He's trying to put himself on the level with the Smithy family. People that go out and feed the homeless, bring toys to children, go and bring toys to children in hospital. You know, they've got their fan base, but they're good people. They're not sitting begging and taking advantage of vulnerable people. All all Shani Davenport has ever got was constructive criticism, and he didn't take it the right way. He used that criticism as an attack, and he launched attacks back on the people. But let me tell him, the people that he is attacking is the people that he's proclaiming to be the king of. I'm disabled. I had addictions. I had mental health problems, and you're attacking the people that you proclaim to want to save. The savior of nothing. You're only the savior of your bank account, and you're not even that anymore. You're a has been. You need to turn off Facebook and stop begging. You need to leave them people alone. Just step away from them. Just turn your computer off one day and don't come back. Just ignore it 3 or 4 months. Let them people get their lives back. You don't need to be destroying anything more. You've done enough damage with men and I emphasize women.
Well and
You
truly,
have
Bob.
done a lot of damage with
The fee
women.
Men same breath as the Smithy family. It can't even happen. I don't even like hearing his name mentioned next to their name. I find it absolutely just disrespectful straight away. Is how he can even put it. I do not know.
He has no right to put them people's names over his lips. As I've seen the work them people have done, I have supported them people. I seen when I was following them when their car got burnt. Them people have been through hell. The opposite has happened with James Davenport. Didn't you get that there fella Graham to go to Wayne's house and his elderly mother there?
Yeah.
That fella Graham was an addict with mental health problems. He could have went up that door with a knife, kicked the door in and stabbed Wayne and his mother to death. But he didn't know
Yeah,
how
but
that was going to
Shinny
turn out.
didn't.
And that's
Shinny didn't give a fire
because
tuck.
he doesn't give a. He doesn't care. The only thing he cares
No,
about
he
is
didn't.
He only cares about his own appearance, how he looks. The biggest mistake he ever made was going in, bragging about taking Salford Online down, then coming here and sending people to
Yeah,
his page to
he
see what his
actually
community look
didn't
like.
take Salford Online down. Salford Online muted themselves. They've archived themselves at the minute because of Shinny and the way Shinny's lot had been going at them for them posting not only Shinny and Shinny's crew's words, but anybody else's words. So because they went at him, or his lot went at them, that's why they decided to archive themselves. If you look back, they did not say they were gone for good. They said they were quieting themselves, which
Well,
meant they were
I hope to
archiving
God,
themselves.
I hope to God that they do come back because look, the people from Salford have stood up and said enough's enough, and they've made a page called "Bring Back Salford Online." But then people are going to fight for their community newspaper. The people that were,
Absolutely.
the people that are still working on the COVID memorial bench. Them people that said they would honour their obligations even after the close due to threats of that monster.
There's Lee in
Absolutely.
the comments.
Hang on. What was that one, Stuart?
There is Lee there. Hi, Lee. There's
You jumping
Kippy.
on there?
I
Stuart,
sent them the link
what was
earlier.
that about the COVID memorial bench?
That's what Salford Online said. They're
Why is he?
doing work at the minute in the
No,
community, restoring a COVID memorial bench. It's for a bench for in memorial of the people that have lost their lives to this horrible pandemic. That
Right.
Shinny
Well,
Davenport,
I applaud
the
them
biggest
for that.
Shinny Davenport, the biggest COVID denier on the planet, is bragging about getting the biggest COVID denier that sold masks. um, He's bragging about Salford Online being taken down, and I don't know them people. I don't know them from Adam. The first time I heard about Salford Online was whenever somebody showed me a link and it says, "Look, this here group from Salford, and they don't even want this live shirt
Yeah,
anymore."
I saw that a couple of weeks ago. And can I just say that Mr. Anti-Vax has travelled from the UK to Cyprus, has his heavily pregnant partner with him, who is also not vaccinated in any way, shape, or form.
Well, we
Has
don't
a
know that.
3-year-old child. No, they have both stated they're anti-vax.
They couldn't get into Cyprus. Can they get into Cyprus without double jobs?
I
don't think
don't
so.
know. I honestly don't
Most
know.
airports, I think, you have to now. Most of them, you have to.
You have to have
Basically, Georgia, basically everywhere you have to be double vaxxed.
Yeah.
I think they're vaccinated.
He has to be. There's no way he can travel to and from there without a vaccination.
So he has lied on his anti-vax shit. Sorry,
if he's that staunch, he's sold out to get to Cyprus.
So the thing is, why have they both run to Cyprus?
Well, it's all starting to come together now. You just have to look at what's happening with
we know
business.
We know, and she hasn't done herself any favors aligning herself to him.
You're right, Lee, about even gigs and festivals. There was There was a gig I was looking at going to there, and you have to have proof of your job before you can get in. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
George, I think it's tomorrow night. Belsonic
Yeah,
starts
yeah.
up here in Belfast.
That's right. It was. I was looking, and there was a band I was looking to go and see, but no,
Yep,
it's all
you
it's
have
all
to
very much in
have
Germany for me.
you have to have your medical proof that
Yeah,
you have been double jabbed.
right. Okay.
And Belsonic is literally in the Ormo Park,
Yeah.
and I'm a 15-minute walk away from the Ormo Park. I can sit even in my house with any window open and hear the gigs left, right, and centre. I
I
don't
don't
need to
think
go
there's a
and see
COVID
it.
passport out yet, is it? I think it's. I don't think they've went as far as that yet, but I think
No, they haven't gone with the COVID passport. You
you have
just
to get.
have to show. You have to show your card that
Yeah.
you got
Yeah,
in the first place for your first injection, which
yeah.
was then marked down on your second injection.
Okay.
That's what you have to have. That is
And
your
they're
proof.
talking. They're talking. Yeah, you get a card for your vaccinations. I got both mine. I got one on
Yep,
two, and they give you a card at the minute, but you have to apply to the government for COVID
a
passport
COVID
to travel.
passport.
I'll
But
holiday in the backyard. Don't worry about that.
to get into the gigs and so on at the minute, as long as you have that original card that shows you have been doubly vaccinated,
You're not getting in.
you if you don't have that, you're not getting in.
Yeah. So Mr. Anti-Vax would have to have had a vaccination to go over there.
He's had to have had both
Because I
vaccinations
think that you
by
have
that
to get
stage.
a negative PCR test before they'll even allow you on the airplane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, my youngest granddaughter isn't 2 years old yet, and last week was at her dad's for the weekend as always.
On the phone.
Your
She
camera.
had to be brought back to her mum, and her mum had to do a test on her.
Mhm.
Thankfully, she came up negative. It would have killed me if she'd have come up positive. But
Look, I think he just tells that many lies that he forgets what he said.
he doesn't know fact from fiction.
He honestly doesn't. He's got very, very confused about what's real life and what's not, and he's going
Yeah,
to cause someone a serious injury the way he's getting on.
Makes up life as he goes
well,
every
He's
He
day.
does make it up as he goes
screwing
along.
up to him fucking self.
he
He's screwing up
does.
himself.
All I've done is post videos of him telling lies.
All I've ever told anyone or shown anyone are screenshots of what he says and does. Nothing, that is
That's
on
all
that.
anybody. That's all anybody's been really doing is posting up his rubbish. It's basically calling him out in his BS. That's all anybody's ever done. Just call him out in his BS. There's never been anybody contacting him acting.
Never.
No, far from it. If anybody had ever contacted Maxine,
He can't hurt his own page.
it's been from his own side on a fake profile.
I think the people that he's got in his ear are the ones that's trolling him.
So do I, being honest.
Yeah. I think them ones that
Oh,
believe
there
that's
are.
happening is the ones that's trolling him.
There are quite a few because there's quite a few trolls from the community
Yeah, yeah.
have jumped in there and are, giving it large in his ear, and then
Oh, sure, we know who it is. The real raw trash is on his ear at the minute.
exactly
And so's Betty Barnes. Hello,
Donaldson.
Betty.
Oh, it wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Hang on, did you turn into Shaggy there, Stuart?
Was it me?
Wasn't me. Sorry.
He was a weekend binger, Gillian. A weekend binger, that's all he was.
Who was the weekend binger? Hang on, I'm actually not looking at my phone.
What do you call it? He seen an opportunity and thought he would make.
No,
Well, he
Gillian,
did make fucking good money off it, but
he was never an alcoholic.
no.
He was actually never a drug addict, full blown drug addict.
I don't think
But
he
then when
was.
you look at them, you look over the lockdown there. Who did you had him, and then you had all these other characters like Ifty and all these other people that thought that they were some sort of superstars because they got a bit of following over the lockdown. But you know, they just can't give it up. They just can't say right. Their egos won't allow them to give up. You know, Shinny, you were a thing of the past. You were something that entertained people over the lockdown. That's all he was.
That's all he
You know,
was.
yeah.
He was a lockdown thing, and he doesn't realise it. And he's clinging on to something that, he's had this experience, and he thinks he's going to get that money back again. People are back at work. They're not sitting on Facebook anymore. That's why his numbers have dropped. People aren't trapped in an abusive relationship with them anymore. The normal things to do. The only
Hang
people
on,
that are
boys.
left are the few we
Rob,
tribe members.
Rob Porter, we have absolutely nothing to do with what Wes says, and we're not going to explain ourselves for that.
Thank you,
I'm not
George.
gonna- I took Wes. Where
I
he
was
said that?
actually about to
Rob Porter,
actually.
You let me address this here, please. 1 second. What Wes said was uncalled for, and we had no control over anything that he said. But what I did do is I took him off the live immediately. I cut him, and Wes hasn't been back. Wes knows he's barred from our lives now. And look, Wes was told he was wrong. He's barred from my lives as a consequence, and he knows that now. So he has been dealt with. It's not like I'm letting people on here every live sitting saying horrific things about him.
You're going on about trolls. We're not talking about trolls.
I'm not talking about trolls. I've never trolled anyone. All I've ever done was post his lives about me. Did you not see what his wee band are doing at the minute? I've made a page called Salford Love Shinny, and all of they've accused me of being a sex offender. Absolutely disgusting. Somebody's George, mute a second. Hello? Yeah, it was you, George. You've really mental feedback. Look,
George, what's your device?
Wes has been dealt with. I've never trolled anyone, and I don't intend to start trolling anyone. It's not my game. I'm not here to cause anyone misery. I'm here to defend myself. All I done, do you know how me and that man got in touch with each other? I've said it and I'll say it again. Go look down the page at the first conversation with James Davenport. You'll see that I had put a comment on a Facebook group with near 1,000 people on it. I'm surprised he picked it out. Somebody said, I wonder is he staying there or coming home? And I put a joke in saying, if he's not coming home, I'm going there. LOL. Next morning I woke up, calls missed through the roof, psychotic messages. I got talking to them. If you want to join Melanie Harris's group, The Tribe, the first conversation, the call we had's on there. He's an absolute vile monster. I have tried to be nice to him. I've reached out to that man. I've helped him. If you look down that chat, you'll see there was a guide that he posted on his tribe how to help people unsubscribe when he lost his quote page.
Chris Ripley's here.
Hi, Chris. No, whenever I talked to him, I done him out a guide and all to help the tribe unsubscribe. But his opinion at that time was Facebook closed the page, not my fault. Well, what I done was I had to be told that he was doing things wrong. He had to be told.
Right.
Rat. Whoever's done that knew that there's not on. That there should
That
not be done. That's
that
not on.
is nothing whatsoever
It's
to
not the
do
do with.
with any of the rest of us. Wes is his own person. We
Look,
cannot take responsibility for him. We have told him off. I did silence him one night because he, on a StreamYard, started going on about pipe bombs. So I went at him.
right.
Being
Well,
from Northern
I'm
Ireland,
not. I'm not looking to talk about what Wes done or what he
No,
didn't do.
no,
no,
no.
We are
Nothing.
we
we
we are
do
we are two mad potties. The two mad potties are a completely separate entity. Wes belongs to the pedophile hunting. I can hear myself when you're saying again, George.
right. Somebody's still echoing.
Right. Is George. Look, Wes belongs to the pedophile hunting community and the banter groups. Look, I talk to Wes, he's never done anything wrong in me. But look, it's nothing to do. We're two mad potties. Like we're completely diverted away from that there. What happens in this page is my doing and our team. There's
Yep,
15 of us behind the page, and he isn't one of them. So he shouldn't be discussed here. And it's nothing to do with us. He was removed from the live when he made a mistake one time, and he's been barred from the lives, and that's all I want to talk
exactly,
about.
Bonnie.
If you want to talk about him and that there, go into his inbox. I don't know what name he's under, but he talked to you. Maybe he could work something out rather than
Well,
arguing on Facebook. It's not productive for anyone to be
as
arguing
far
on
as
here.
I'm concerned, what Wes does is nothing whatsoever to do with me. Nothing whatsoever to do with you, George, Lou, Louise, Kay, all of us. He's not. Wes is his own person.
Right, but I don't want to talk on that there subject anymore. Wes is Wes. That's done. Right.
Exactly.
Anyway, what we are talking about is that we have never trolled anyone. We have never said anything bad about anybody.
No,
We've never attacked his family. We've never contacted his family. Well, hold on, I did meme his mum, but that was to make a point because he was nagging at me for months, and I memed her, and then I put up a video where he said she was a drug dealer. He pushed me to my edges. That's as bad as I've done. Was putting her head in a pepper on me, and yeah, look, we've never. I've apologized for that. There, he brings out the worst in people. He's a horrible, horrible man. I just can't
well,
understand why people throw their heart
you
and souls into
see,
an unproductive man
you
like that.
put
There,
his mother's face on a pepperoni.
it's called satire.
Hang on, Stu. Go and put my face on a pepperoni. I give you permission.
No, Facebook will take it down.
I actually give you permission to put my face on a pepperoni or whatever the hell else you want. Because I will find it so fucking funny.
It is called
What's that
satire,
like,
but
Stuart?
he's got a temper.
Is that okay now? I'm okay now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh no, back again. You have really bad feedback. Try restarting the phone, mate.
George, do you
Oh,
have your other phone on?
no, he doesn't. It's his phone that he's using at the minute.
Oh,
Sure, am I coming through all right?
Yeah, you're 100%. Glenn, have you ever seen me attacking anyone?
No, no. But
right. No, you
sure,
haven't, Stuart.
kind of, I wouldn't have been talking to you guys if that's what was going on over here. I'm not. That's not me as a person. So, for me, I only know me, and I know what I'm about, and I wouldn't be here if that was the sort of stuff that was going on. And that's the only honesty I can have on it. Really, it's. I know people ain't necessarily part of my life, mate. I don't.
Oh,
George, still the same. I don't know what's going on with your phone.
feedback again.
Have you another device, mate?
All I've had is good off of people here. You know that's. that's all I can say on it. You know, it's frustrating that other things are being said and other people have got the bad opinions, and I know where they come from because I was that person at one point.
But
So all I
that's what
can do
I'm.
is read, like, that they will have them opinions and understand why they have them opinions, but then what they need to do is open themselves up and listen to the other side as well, because there's two sides of a story, and then there's the truth at the end of the day, and that's what everyone's got to remember.
Glenn,
Look,
like I said, there's not two sides to a story, there's three. There's their side, your side, and what's in between. And what's in between
it's
is
usually
the
right.
truth.
Yep. And at the
There's
end of the day,
never just two sides.
people that are there that
There's
day, people they're talking about that know that, you know, that you have to make the other judgments yourself, and that all comes down to the person you are.
exactly.
How open you are
But
to looking at both sides.
what Shinny keeps firing out there is it was all stew. It was all stew. No,
He's trying to pretend that
the
everybody is
woman
me.
concerned told
What's that
him,
like now, Stuart?
Let me hear you.
Still,
Hello.
has said,
That's all right to me.
no, Stew had nothing whatsoever to do with it. And she
I'm
didn't
just doing
actually deliberately take a photograph of his daughter.
Right. Well, that subject is it's not being discussed again either. That
No.
everybody knows the whole truth on this page about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing
It's
about it
really-
is,
Sorry, Stu, I just had to get
he's
that
on
off my
Hinge at the
chest.
minute. What's his next move? That's what I want to know. What's his next move from now on in? Does anybody have a clue where he's going to go next?
He's
Hard one to
What are you trying to do?
You know,
Back in
he's
the
really fucking on Hinge now. Where's he? Where's his next move? Where's he gonna appear? Is he gonna appear on the Shinny page, the James Davenport page, the book page? You know, is he gonna come back as an author?
He does in
An
one
addict?
page, he doesn't
Lee
respond
Green,
to
what's
the
wrong?
bottom of the page.
fully in
What's your
campaigning, running. Said he's not in that no more. He's not fighting anyone's fight. He's turned a lot, and he turned back on everybody. So whatever he's going to do, he's got to eat some humble pie to keep, stick two fingers up. Like,
right? You
put
are
yourself in a
all cracking up.
Nearly got you. Nearly done. I know. I'm brushing the cat for 2 seconds. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you, Stu.
Look, at the end of the day, what's happening is he's professing to be the king of addicts and people that are suffering from mental health problems. But yet, no, the people that are against him are the people that suffer from them problems. So at the end of the day, all he does every day is attack people with disabilities and mental health problems and addiction issues.
Exactly.
Mm,
He knows
yeah.
fuck all squarge about disabilities. Why people are on PIP. He slags people being on PIP off left, right, and centre.
Definitely.
He knows nothing. There are hidden disabilities. And nobody has any
100%.
right to slag anyone off about their disabilities, hidden or visible.
Do you know what, Chris Loxley, I just answer, must have been told he's not welcome on the podcast, and now he's trying to say he won't go on a point now. Do you know what? Once Chris, he didn't have the 50 quid deposit to fucking put on it.
Chris,
Dak is looking 50 quid deposits for his podcast.
Out earlier that he has pulled the podcast.
He didn't have the 50 quid. That was what was wrong. Daka rung him and says, "Have you got 50 quid for this podcast, Shani?" And Shani said no, and Daka says, "Well, go fuck yourself."
That's
If you don't
hilarious.
have a 50 quid, that's what he said at the end of it. If anybody's looking to come on to his show, they have to put a 50 quid deposit down. A
Yeah.
£50 deposit to go
Look,
on the fucking best show on YouTube.
hang on.
Biggest recovery platform
Lulu,
on the internet.
what
70
name's
views.
boring under? What name is boring coming in under?
Just ignore any negative comments. There's admin in the comments to deal with them.
That's all right. Lulu is just pinpointed boring.
You can see they stick out. Her and Mark stick out a mile. You can see them as soon as they come into any chat. You can just feel them there. And whenever they put a comment down, it's like Noreen, Mark.
Shall we all give them a middle finger wave?
Sorry, I was screaming the cat there. Give the cat a bath earlier there. Who's got the feedback there?
I think it's still George.
Was mine coming
It's
through?
absolutely. Yeah, it's 100%. I'll tell you what. Just keep yourself muted, George. Only when you're looking to speak, unmute then, and we'll keep quiet then.
Yeah, best way.
It means you don't have to keep jumping in and out.
Okay.
What was I going to say there? Yeah, it's hilarious the way things have went. He's just he's attacking the people that he's proclaiming to be the savior of, and it's ludicrous. It's a joke.
Not see going to pull that podcast just by that live, because I watched Lee do his voiceover on it, and Lee was even saying, "You ain't going to do it. You are going to pull it." It was almost like you could feel it coming. You could feel it coming.
I didn't think it was going to come out. He has zero evidence, but he's lied to people. He's lied to so many people, and there has to be ramifications for his actions. You can't lie to people. The people that trusted you. He's got people that come in my inbox sending me paramilitary threats just to stroke his ego, because he doesn't want his lies being found out. So he thinks it's okay to try and get people death threats, all because of a difference of opinion from him. And the question his integrity. That's all people have done, is question that man's integrity, and he has launched the worst kind of assaults on them poor people, and even got the wrong people wrong.
Sure.
He thought he was so smart, but he got a picture of two kids on my Facebook profile and posted it all under his Instagram.
I don't know if you saw,
Stuart. Why is he still sending you threats of paramilitaries coming to you?
No. That was all
in all seriousness, why? Why did he even start that? He picked on the wrong fucking island. He well and truly picked on the wrong island. And I'm sorry, but the ultra paramilitaries from Donegal.
Ultra paramilitaries, not para.
Sorry, I got that wrong. I actually said it right, but said it wrong. If anybody gets my meaning. The ultra paramilitaries from Donegal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's absolutely
sorry, they don't exist.
No, they don't.
They really don't exist.
I would say mother too.
Everybody knew they didn't exist.
That's all put to bed. I want to stay focused on Shinny, because he's done so much this past week that is irreparable. The damage.
I'm sorry, Stu. I have been up to my fucking back teeth for just over a week because my dad's contracted COVID and ended up in hospital. He's only just out. So I'm trying to catch up. Yep, Dad is fine. He's fine. He's still with us. He's still going to see us 80th at the end of this month. But I'm sorry. No. Shinny is a total. Hang on. Let me try and be polite. I don't know how to be polite. My finishing school did not teach me how to be polite.
Right.
Shimmy
Today
is a total idiot.
this past week I have been sitting and I've been mulling things over in my head. That's I've learned I'm not responding to anything straight away anymore. I'm always gonna
Thanks, Lolo.
I'm always gonna take my time and think about things
Yeah.
now. Just reacting spontaneously is
It's
not
not a
doing
good
any
thing.
favors. Because I have landed myself in a bit of trouble there. Well, it's not really trouble. I didn't follow through the things that I said I would do, and I'm not going to waste my time explaining myself to anyone. That man, you've got your camera on, George. George, your camera's on.
Is it George's camera or my camera?
George's camera's on.
Oh, my camera's on anyway. I don't give a fuck.
George
is falling asleep.
Oh, I'm far from asleep.
George!
Hello.
Your camera's on, you know
Your
that?
camera's on, mate.
All right.
There you go. You better watch out or you'll have the ultra paramilitaries around your door now. Showed your face.
Oh, fuck now. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Stop! Stop about the paramilitaries.
I don't care.
Because we might have to bring in the ultra paramilitaries from Donegal.
They're the scary ones.
Oh, yeah. Don't we know it, George? Sorry, guys. Stu, George, and I all come from the same part of the island.
Ultra. We'll come from Ultra.
We come from Ultra.
Well, paramilitaries are from.
Exactly.
Something like a fucking
But we're Swedish.
I bet you they've been sitting on them memes that they posted for about 5 weeks now. When will we post these? When will we say that? Oh, they think they're 20 miles ahead of us, but got news for you, kids. I see every move you're going to do before you do it. You're very, very, very not smart. I said it before, and George can confirm it that I grew up with a lot of people that were of the lesser intelligence, the less savory kind of people. And
Stu, can I just say?
But I've seen people like them, the ones that are getting on the way they are, and I know who you are, and I know why you're doing it. You're trying to brush up your own ego and trying to make people think. George, mute a second. You're trying to bump up your own ego, and you're trying to brag about yourselves and make yourselves feel good in front of your Lord and Master. But you're doing nothing, only making an idiot out of yourselves. But everyone's not. People are not taking it serious. The only people who are looking at your pages is us. We're the only views you're getting.
Exactly.
And maybe Greater Manchester Police when our dear friends in the comments tagged them in. Absolutely funny.
Well, GMP can be a bunch of idiots.
But the kings of anti-trolling, the brigade that's out there mixing in a community full of people that have had very horrible experiences with bullies and trolls. He's trying to mix in with them community, and he's doing it. He's doing a wrong thing. I feel for them. Like, what's he? He's going to end up. He's going to end up doing someone a bit of harm.
Actually, doing more harm to those that are connected to him
My cat's
than
being a
he
weirdo.
is to anyone else.
What's wrong? What's wrong, wee woman?
Ah,
You hear her? I don't know what's
yeah.
wrong.
What do you call her, Stuart?
Stumpy.
Oh my God.
The boy's called
Stumpy
Monkey
and
and
Monkey.
Monkey and Stumpy. Aye.
I swear, is she black?
Yeah, because I heard there was a lot of demand for black pussy, so I'm gonna breed them.
Oh, I love black cats. If you
Sure.
breed them
Okay.
and you get a pure black, can I have it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work that way. Both cats have to carry the BB gene. The BB
I
gene
know.
is for complete
That's
black.
why I'm saying if you
Only,
get a pure black,
oh no, but
can I
just because
have
it's
it?
black, doesn't necessarily mean it has the BB gene.
No, I just love black cats. I also love white cats.
There's Lulu. She loves the black pussies too.
Lee
Oh,
Green, stop it! Stu, tell Lee off.
Lee, you should
He's
be ashamed
laughing
of
about
yourself,
black
you
pussies.
naughty boy. You naughty boy. Tut tut.
I have a black pussy. And I have a ginger pussy.
Well, you can't be the ginger one.
What's that like now, Stuart?
Let me hear.
Hello.
Just a wee bit of feedback. Oh, still it's
Okay.
Have you another device?
Reverb.
Have you a different device?
Headphones. I don't want to put headphones in.
Might be a good idea.
I don't know why that's happening.
What's that like?
Sometimes it happens without headphones.
Let me hear now. That's 100%. Oh
Hello?
no. Fuck
Fuck God.
that.
Yep.
Ah,
Hold on,
it's
hold
not,
on,
it's
hold
not
on.
a
Sorry.
problem. It's
Sorry,
not
sorry,
a
sorry.
Kathy,
What's that like?
inbox me a photograph of your
Monkey.
cat.
Monkey. Better
Is that
be.
okay, Stuart?
Yeah, it's better than what it was. No, have you another device?
No.
One of my devices does that out feedback too. Sound like a robot.
Well, that's what we're getting at the minute.
I'll just mute.
I only unmute when you're looking to talk. Just push the talk sort of. No, we're right. We got absolutely sidetracked there. So honest to God, look, I don't know what we can do about his behaviour. It's only him that can do it and
There's
fix it. And I'm going to sit and talk as long as it needs talked about.
Sorry, can I give Kathy a response, please? Kathy, take a photograph of your cat, find me on Facebook, and inbox me the photograph of your cat. I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, sometimes
Sorry.
Dawn, feedback helps sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Ollie, why can't you hear me?
You can't hear Kim?
Yeah, Ollie says she can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Who can I?
Says what's your
Kathy,
surname?
my surname is Hicks.
Didn't hear you.
She's not related to Bill Hicks. Or
Kim
maybe
Hicks.
you are.
I don't know.
You know Bill Hicks, the comedian?
Nah.
You don't know Bill Hicks, the comedian?
No, but I know Tommy Hicks, the actor and singer.
No. Google, I forgot his fucking name now. Bill Hicks. You'll know him whenever you see. You'll know him whenever you see him. He's
I
was an
probably
American
will.
comedian.
But George,
Huh?
do you know who Tommy Hicks is?
No, no.
It's actually Tommy Steele's real name.
Who's Tommy Steele?
Oh my God. Seriously?
I don't know who Tommy Steele is. I'm too young for Tommy Steele. Where's Tommy Steele from?
He is from mainland. Have you ever watched
Oh, Bernadette said
or
he's a legend.
heard about the movie Half a Sixpence?
No,
Oh my
no.
God.
Seeing
Oh
Sir
God.
Thomas Hicks, especially known as Tommy Steele, is an English entertainer, but probably Britain's first teen idol and rock
I'm
and roll
gonna have
star.
to find part of that and send it to you.
Old Hicks, no cure for cancer.
There is a cure for cancer.
Well, that was the name of his show. He died of cancer, but he made light. Whenever he was dying of cancer, he went on the stage and made light of cancer. Whenever he was dying of it,
Right. No, I can understand that one. I get where you're coming from on that.
yeah. But if you go and listen to him, there's some very inspirational speeches, and he talks a lot of sense. But he was diagnosed with throat cancer, and he just more or less went and took the piss out of throat cancer whenever he was dying with it. He's
Bless
funny,
him.
very very funny.
Totally bless him. I
Bill Hicks.
hold my hands up to anybody that has had cancer, has cancer, fighting cancer. They are the bravest people going. They don't know what their outcome's going to be.
Yeah. The way he looked at it was he was going to laugh at it, so that's what he done with it. You know, people I suppose have different ways of looking at it, but that's
Yeah.
he made a joke of it, which I suppose it's not funny, but it was just his way of dealing with it.
Well, everybody has their own way of dealing. My mum had her way of dealing. When she discovered she had breast cancer.
Yeah.
When push came to shove, she said to me, Kim, what should I do? I went, well, Mummy, I can't tell you what to do. The decision's yours.
Yeah.
She says, well, when it happened to you, before you got the result you got, what would you have decided? I said, Mummy, I'd have decided on an elective double mastectomy. But I'm not saying that's right for you.
Yeah.
Mum did go in, had the mastectomy. A few months later, my sister-in-law died. Same night, my mum had a massive stroke.
Yeah.
3 days later, we were told she had terminal cancer of the spine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So her breast cancer was secondary. We were told she had 14 days left.
Yeah.
14 months, my mother thought.
Yeah. She
And
had
my dad
that, as they say, that will to live.
Yeah, my dad kept saying to me, why did you tell her to have surgery? I said, Daddy, I didn't. I told her what she asked for an answer of me, which is what I would have done if it had been me.
Yeah.
And told her, but your decision is your decision. I'm not going to go against it, but I'll be there. End of story. You know, shit happens. Oops. I know, very sad. Oops.
I don't know. There's so many people here that are fighting against that man. Have it so
Who's
much.
fighting against who, Stuart?
Everyone that's fighting against Shinny has had so much happen to them in their lives. You know, they've been through so much.
Exactly.
All they want to do is make sure that nobody else gets caught up in that mess.
I totally understand that, Stuart.
It breaks
But
my.
unfortunately, Shinny isn't letting anything go. He's bringing everything into the mix. Poor SJ was brought into it late Friday night, early Saturday morning. Now, this isn't SJ's first rodeo with cancer.
Holy shit, cats! Calm down.
um, I'm worried sick about SJ. She's a sweetheart. There's no wrong where SJ is concerned. But what they did to her yesterday morning was well and truly out of order. Especially witless. Calling SJ a troll.
Whitney's the poison in all this. So she really is.
She really is.
She has a lot to answer for in my eyes. That girl has a lot to answer for. Really has. You know, she's behind most of this poison, and you can see she's behind most of these groups. And you know, who knows? It could be her that's fucking contacting Maxine through jealousy. You know, she thinks she belongs to Shinny, and Shinny belongs to her. It could be Whitney that's fucking trolling Maxine for all we
I
know.
wouldn't be surprised.
You know, keep your fucking what is it? Keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. Huh?
I'll whip it
Exactly.
and starts in there. Just give that girl a 7 Up.
You
You
know,
know,
seriously, witless is totally witless.
yeah, but she's not. She's very dangerous. You know, just look what she's done on Stewart as far as contacting everybody around the local area.
Oh yeah.
She's fucking. She's poison. And
Thing
as
is,
cocky as you like, whenever she comes on to his live, she
thing
would say
is,
it. Oh, I'm not
George,
even going to say it.
she
I'm not even gonna say
has fucked up big style.
Yeah.
Contacting
That's what it's like,
everyone
Michelle. Fatal attraction.
around
That's what it is. Fucking,
this
she's
area.
on the phone every night saying, "Shinny, I'm gonna boil the bunny."
The
You
bunny.
never know. Shinny
You
could
definitely
have.
see enjoyment in young.
She
He's
made
waking
a.
up someday and
See
Maxine's head
enjoyment
will be
in
in the fridge.
Oh fuck!
That's it. He's waking up someday. He's waking up Sunday and Maxine's head will be in the fridge, and she was sitting there with fucking slices of her on a plate. Here you go, made you breakfast, James, baby.
Oh,
No, he'll wake up like fucking. What do you call that fucking film? Misery. He'll be reading fucking chapters out of his book while he's bracking his shins.
right. Hang on. Can we go to mental health and addiction support group? To
I'm
be
back there.
fair, in
Right,
Blackpool, Whitney was
right.
so quiet. Hang on, I've got to scroll back. Very timid, totally different to when she on the Facebook, on Lives and Messenger.
What? Whoa! Stop, Kim. Take a break. Have a Kit Kat.
I'm just
Whoa.
reading out a message.
2 seconds. Oh, it can be backed up 1000%. Facts supported with half a dozen pics. George, mute a second.
I'm
Right.
just about
Kim,
to ask.
with half a dozen pics and 1 minute 47 phone footage and Witless knows that I've got it. She's told me numerous times if I release it, she will tell all who the male is and that my concern is he's a friend of a married man with kids.
We all know
And then
who
she
the male
relationship, and she knows
is.
all this. Whoa, so she's saying she would out the person if you release the video?
We all know who
Oh,
the male is.
don't say it. Don't
I'm
say it.
not to.
Don't say it in a live, please. But if
I'm
it's
not
somebody's
going
life,
to.
if somebody's life and family's at risk here, I don't want it being done on this page. It's not my game, not at all. But
Sure.
that's disgusting that
No,
she would say
I'm
that.
not going to.
Fucking
I'm
ride and
not going
tell.
to.
How did
But
Witless ride and tell, eh?
their camping trip, it was outed by someone that was there that they've been
Dick and Witless.
flipping around each other's tents.
Musical tents.
Yep.
Whoa. I think I was disgusting that she would threaten to out that man and ruin his family to protect herself when she was in the wrong. What a horrible, horrible woman. Just to protect herself, but she's a dirty stop
Well,
out.
how can she protect herself? Because if she outs it, she's outing herself. So she's not protecting herself.
Says it all, Stuart. Says it all, mate.
You know, when you do something wrong, the honourable thing to do when you do something wrong is to put your hands up and say, look, I've done a horrible thing here, and look, if you forgive me for this incident, look, I'm prone to making mistakes. I have made a big mistake here. The honourable thing to do is say, look, can you forgive me and give me a chance? And always have that mistake at the forefront of your mind whenever you're doing things again. So you know not to make that mistake. And if you do make another mistake, people are very, very tolerant as long as you are genuinely sorry for
Exactly.
something you've done. People are not monsters. I find this community, after that picture thing, there was so many people weren't happy with me at all. But they realised that my part in it wasn't as big as he was making out. They realised that, well, look, yeah, he fought it, but he hadn't really been paying attention to what was going on. Everyone accepted that and moved on.
Lorraine,
That's
I
because
totally
everyone's
agree. She's not married. She has nothing to lose in that respect. But
their children.
exactly,
Look,
her children.
look, at the end of the day, none of them have done the right thing in my eyes ever. Have any one of them stood up and said, look, I was wrong. I have really fucked up here. Even Shinny has carried a campaign against me for months because of what somebody else has done. And it wasn't even like that to her. That woman, God bless her, she was angry at him and she was looking for him, not his family. And she just
Yeah,
happened to stumble across them. And
exactly. It
she made a very stupid mistake. And I was that eager to prove to him that I was in Cyprus that I jumped the gun with a picture. And look, I apologize for that there. And people have forgiven me for that there. People have said, like, sure, you're a big
Lorraine,
enough man to admit you're wrong. And people have been watching me now. I have been watched like a hawk. People are waiting for me to attempt to even make a mistake like that again. I promised the people, I said, look, I'm not going to fuck up like that again. And I haven't. And
exactly.
they keep doing the same thing. They apologize for something, and you can tell they didn't mean it, but they're doing it again 2 minutes later. As soon as you annoy them ever so much in the slightest, they're straight for the jugular.
Lorraine, I'm as straight as a die. I call a spade and a shovel a shovel. I'm not saying that Whitney sleeping with someone will cause her to lose her children. She just needs to know how to actually behave. around
so
her children,
it's not that there.
especially the one that she is the carer for.
Like social services do take an involvement in lives of women who are a bit too wily with their legs, and
Well, I keep saying, twinkle, twinkle, little, you know,
it's just there's
you
not
have
much
to
out
read
there.
it again to see
If
what
I
I was saying.
if I knew there was a sexual video of me out there, I would wind my neck in very quickly, and I would take a back seat, and I
Oh,
wouldn't involve or piss anyone off,
it's not.
or even try to, for that
I
matter
would
of fact.
actually take myself well and truly away from social media.
The reason I
Not that
said
that would ever
children,
be
the
there.
reason I the reason I said our children is if that their video gets out there and somebody names it Whitney George from Withenshaw, how's that going to affect them if they've seen that there? The internet is a buzzing, and what happens to one of their friends says, "Here's that your ma." No sense.
George, can you actually please
No
respond
sense.
to Lorraine Evans?
Look, I have responded. Lorraine's all right. Lorraine's one of us. She's a good
I
girl.
know she is, but I feel she's having a go at me right now.
She's not having a go at you. No, she's trying to say that it wouldn't affect the kids. But what I'm saying is, like, George, you have wild feet. So I thought there, like, what's happening is, like, if I knew that there was out there a video like out of me, I would wind my neck in very, very quickly, and I wouldn't get involved in anything. But if somebody put that out there, and there is someone someday is going to take a mad grudge against her, and they're going to put that video out there with her name on it. And what if one of her kids' friends finds out there and says, "Oh, look, is that your mummy?" How's that going to affect their lives? You know, people don't think before they act. They
Exactly.
do things so fucking stupid with no consideration for anyone else other than themselves.
Lulu, I know Lorraine is lovely, and I love her to bits, but the way she is actually going at me tonight is
There's not,
actually
there's not going on.
upsetting me.
Kim, she's only saying in general. She's not. I don't think she's not going to do. She's just saying in general that you know. In real, I think she's saying in real life, it's not against the law to shag somebody
No,
if the kids aren't
exactly.
there.
And I've never denied that. I've never said anything other than.
That's what I
No,
explained.
no,
That's
no.
why I
I think,
explained about the
it's
video
just
being out there. That's why
yeah.
I said about the video there. We're not talking about that there. We're talking about how it would impact them if that got out there and one of them seen it. Because I know
Exactly.
if I was a child and I seen a video of my parents floating about on the internet, or one of my parents or another woman or another man, I would have an absolute vomiting attack. I'd be scundered. I wouldn't be able to show my face again. So that there's what I'm talking about myself.
Lorraine Evans, you
Uh,
know I love you to
Lorraine is
bits.
lovely.
You know I've got never gone against you.
As I say, just get off the subject of Blackpool and all
Yeah.
that shit. It's bullshit.
Well, we
Well,
Let's
all
talk
know
about
what happened now.
let's
shit
talk
happens.
Well, it's
about
part of
the weather.
Eileen
Salford.
Naylor, you never break the law. We all break the law somewhere along the line, even in the smallest way.
Hey, I'm Marion Yawanga Jenny.
Yeah, George, of course you've never broken the law. I'm coming up to Armagh.
Coming up on the bus.
Nah, I'm gonna have to try and walk it with my rollator.
Why do you drive, Kim?
Nah,
No.
I'm not allowed to drive. I'm epileptic.
I tell you what, I'll come up and lift you on the motorbike. What about that?
Oh my god. Me on
I'll
the
bring a camera
motorbike.
up and I'll lift you on the motorbike and bring you out for a spin. No?
Hey, no sweat, mate. All right. Take me up to meet our stew as well.
Yeah, problem. I'll bring you up.
We'll have a Barbie.
Well, I'll bring you down that motorway at about 150 mile an hour.
I don't give a fuck. See, guys, this is what the Northern Ireland Massive are like. We love each other.
We're wingnuts, all right. Head the ball.
Oh, aren't we just? But yeah, I'd actually really love to meet up with Stu and George. Spend a day or so together. I'll cook. Doesn't bother me. I'll also have Stu's pussy kitten cats. He may lose them. They may come home with me.
There's but don't forget, we need to give a big shout out to Lorraine, Yawanga, Johnny Kelly.
Oops.
You hear that big shout out to Lorraine, Yawanga, Johnny Kelly?
Glenn,
We're getting a lot of reverb.
Glenn, you sleeping?
Yeah,
Are you all right, man?
getting on mute, mate.
Wiki,
I'm just cracking up at the
wiki.
comments and see people asking if I'm here, mate. I'm here. I'm just
No, that's all
laughing
right.
to myself.
I'd say Ellie was wondering where I seen her saying,
I don't
"Where's
mind.
Glenn?"
I'm still going over what Phil was saying earlier because I felt what Phil said was absolutely amazing and what a guy he is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was listening to everything he said earlier. I'm sort of like some of that was just going through my mind as well. You know, just remembering some of the things he was saying. It's definitely saying when you lot put this on, I will go back to that point and just listen to him again because there was so much
I
he said
need to
there that I
listen
think
to it
it's
as
worth
well,
listening
Glenn.
to and
I
taking on
never,
board. It's good to
There's
I
have a
never
real
phone
person.
call over.
Guys,
It was on.
Ashton Cooper is ex-tribe there. I would ask
guys,
that there
can
when
I
anybody comes from this.
respond
Hold on a
to
second there, Kim, 2
Ashton
seconds.
Cooper?
Kim, he's asked me a question there. Ashton, you'll find that people on here are very fired up and annoyed over Shinny's behaviour. He has riled a lot of people up and the behaviour of the tribe as well. And some people do get a lot of angst and anxiety related to people coming onto the page and starting to bum about him being a good person and us being bad. And sometimes people get caught in the crossfire, and it has happened, and I've seen it. And I encourage people not to. I encourage people not to fight with visitors to the pages and groups. Because some people are like yourself, Ashton, and you are like Glenn as well. Like Glenn come over here all guns blazing whenever he first come over to the page. And there's people fought with Glenn too, but I turned around and I says, look, the boy's only over here asking questions. You can't you can't attack the people that come over here that have been wound up by him. So
No.
people don't know the full story. People are coming here only basing what they know on what they've been told over there. And we are not like that there. We're not. It's just people are really defensive and they do get annoyed at times. And they do think people are over to cause trouble, which we have had a lot of it. And I'm really sorry if you have got
Worried people sometimes.
crossfire. Look, we're really good people. We're all of us suffer from some sort of a problem, you know, with mental health. Well, most of us do, or addiction. We all got disabilities, and we're doing this here because it's the right thing to do, and it's all we basically can do is help and protect people like ourselves. But it's them people on
Ashton,
cable because they've got rose tinted glasses on at the moment. They can't see what they're doing is wrong, and they're coming over here and they're only seeing through rose tinted glasses for Shinny. All they can see is us questioning his integrity, and he is their heads at work that people think that's attacking them. And it's not, it's just questioning what he's doing. And you have got caught up in the middle of it, and I apologise if you have, but there you go, Ashton. People know now that you're not up Shinny's bottom, and now they know that
Oh, John William Beechin.
You're not over causing
Austin,
trouble. Well, there you
I
go. And I think people will
can
speak to you a bit nicer now.
only reiterate what Stu has just said.
Yeah, me too.
We're not bad people over here. We're not bad people. We actually look out for each other. We look out for others
We're very
around the
protective.
internet.
We're very
We
protective over each other as well. We really are.
exactly, yes, yes, Stuart, we are. We are not going to go at you because you've been with Shinny. We're not. We are going to listen to you. You can actually talk to each and every one of us. Not ask a question, just talk. And we will come back honestly with how we feel. We're not going to have a go at you. And if you need anything else, there are many of us that you can inbox. Some of us can't be there 24/7. Life interrupts everything. But when we can answer, we will answer and we will be there for you.
Do you know what the
Look,
problem is here, but Kim? Shinny has these people over there believing that there's only about 5 or 6 of us
Is that
behind.
right?
You know, he has them believing that there's not as many of us, and then whenever they come over, they're sort of surprised about how many people there is actually here.
There's hundreds
Yeah.
of us on this
Got to remember,
one
guys, you employed
page.
me, remember? I was employed. I was on the payroll, apparently. I was paid by you lot to sabotage it.
Oh, you were paid, Glenn, were you?
That's what he said. I was paid by the Irish fella. You still ain't paid me, Stuart.
Oh my God!
really?
Seriously?
That's unreal.
We didn't
He
even
Well,
does
hang
not.
on, Glenn. The Irish fella didn't
Glenn,
even
I've something to
friggin'
tell
pay
you.
me.
Kim threw a few quid in as well for you too. She threw 20 quid in.
Got a whip round. Got a whip
We got a
round,
whip
right.
round. Me, her, and Stu threw in 60 quid.
Yeah, we'll throw in 20p. We'll throw in 20p from each one of our alts.
Glenn, I'll
Love
give you a fiver next week when I get paid.
Can you send it to me on PayPal? But friends, I don't want to get no fees on it.
No, we'll post it to you.
She's lying sleeping. She's lying burning in my chest. This is the first time she's actually lay with me and never doesn't try to get away. It's sprawled out in my chest.
Did none of you see that then? Did none of you see that comment when he done that? Because he was replaying it on his live when he was saying that I was a fake profile. Go and check him out. He's paid by the Irish fella and all that. I thought you guys saw it.
Here, it sounds like here, Glenn. Do you know what it sounds like? A scene out of the film Snatch, paid by the Irish guy. What? That's what it's like. A fucking scene out of Snatch. Fucking, I'm Brad Pitt.
People don't watch it live.
I'm Brad Pitt, and you're fucking. You're what do you call him? You're that footballer. What do you call him? You're Vinnie Jones.
Footballer.
You're paid by the Irish guy. Oh, fuck. He thinks he's in a fucking gangster movie, that fucking ball bag, doesn't it?
Oh, he's on one, isn't he? He's
Did you not hear him say there?
He'll fight all day, you know. He will fight.
Here, Glenn, did you not hear him say there on his live yesterday about he started ditching all the crime podcasts, saying fucking sick of listening to you bastards talking about crime. Did you hear him say that?
He's probably referring to his ex-friend. What do you call his ex-friend?
Darren G.
And the other one? James English.
I'm not sure, but he started to ditch the that like the James English community and the Sean Atwood sort of thing where criminals come out and tell their story. He said,
So what?
I'm fucking sick of listening to that shit. I'm here to give new content. And I think that's whenever Decca Haggy fucking booted him, because that's all Decca Haggy talks about.
Yeah,
he's
no,
causing more problems for people.
I don't see. I didn't even know
funny
this
and I'm
guy. I
here to
think
talk
the
about
people
bullying.
told me about it. Yeah, I didn't know about this guy on the podcast. I've never heard of him before, so it was only because I don't think. You see, this apparently he's done a podcast before, but I didn't even know about it. I didn't even see that. So I'm surprised I didn't really, because obviously everyone spoke about it. But apparently it got took down, didn't it? Did it get taken down?
Yeah, fucking he was destroyed on it. Fucking there was 400 of us in the comments destroying him. It was an absolute fucking laughable. It was laughable. It was fucking worse than laughable. He made a right cock of himself.
No, he's kind of lucky.
400. You've done well keeping up with all them comments, didn't you?
Fucking hell, we destroyed him. And Whitney couldn't block anybody. Fucking she got fucked up and down the comments and got the scruff of the neck and fired off walls and everything. She got her whole
I tried
booted.
to say earlier about Whitney. Whenever I see her come on the live with him, she's just got this almost like enjoyment in her eyes. You know, you can just see it oozing out of her. It's like she gets some sort of kick out of it.
She's full of devilment. She's not a nice person. Neither is he. Very bad energy comes off the two of them.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah. I don't know. Like fucking that toxic energy. The last 2 weeks of your pregnancy, and you're meant to be spiritual, and the next minute you don't believe in God, but you do believe in God, but you believe in tranquility and yoga and all this fucking bullshit.
Constant,
and you're screaming at a fucking screen and then getting into a pregnant woman and blaming people that haven't even spoken to you in fucking 10 days.
George, I think that what happened with what's happened with Maxine's business, that thing being took down, the show she was meant to do, I think that's something to do with him.
Yeah, I think so too. I watched the podcast she done with that guy, and I think she's took a big hit on that. And as far as I can make out, that community of people have completely, they said, if she is anywhere near them shows, we're pulling out. That's how hated she is.
Is it? So stuff has been going on with Maxine's business then, has
it? Here, Glenn, go back there and look. All the proof. That woman's had 20 businesses, dissolved, and she was in the Jeremy Kyle show.
Yeah, what wasn't the Jeremy Kyle show? The chat show was the Kyle Files.
The Kyle Files, where they exposed her. They'd done an undercover thing and they exposed her
for having untrained medics doing procedures with things like botulism, Botox.
Yeah, botulism. Yeah.
Yeah, it causes botulism. I can't remember. I need to read it out. But the Botox is, if it is not used properly or too much is put in an area, it can leave. Get you away from that phone. They can leave permanent paralysis.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so if you type in the Maxine McCarthy, the Kyle Files, you'll see it. It's an hour-long thing exposing her.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you've no idea. Fucking no idea what they're at. Just go into company's house and put her name in there, and it'll tell you absolutely everything about her. And put his name in company's house as well, and you'll see every business.
Crooked as fuck. I wouldn't like
crooked. just type their two names in the company's house, and you go and see how many businesses they have started and kept going for about 8 months and then dissolved. 10, 20, 30.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All
So much
closed
more
before
deeper in it.
they
So
did.
much more deeper.
They're all
She is
closed. They close
hated
them all
in,
before. But
in
all the
the community.
businesses have closed before accounts are due.
Yeah. They close them before the
I
accounts are
did,
due. Yeah.
I did see someone put up a picture or something like that where
And then they
they
claim a
closed it
loss.
off,
Yeah.
and then they was like, "What happened there? Then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where was this?"
No, you go and look. There's 10 companies each.
Man,
Shinny has been everything from a fucking brickie to a plumber to an electrician. You name it. He has had a business at it.
He's
And
fancy man at everything, and he found out over lockdown he was getting a hell of a lot of money off vulnerable people on social media. And you
you
know
know,
something,
and
he does all that.
here's
He's
another
earning
thing, and I'm only
capital.
just throwing it out here. You know, and if you go and research this too, do you see that business that they're in as far as Botox and all that stuff? There's a big. They have a license to get that stuff, that lidocaine, which is a big cutting component to be put into cocaine. And if you go and look, there's a lot of drug dealers are using teeth whitening companies now to be able to get licenses to get lidocaine. And if you go and look, a lot of them Botox and a lot of them people, and you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
9 times out of 10, that's what it's a front for.
Yeah, it's absolutely unreal.
It's for
I
lidocaine. You just go and research it. Go and look
I
at that. Go and look at that industry and see how unregulated it
That
is.
almost
You know,
sends your head
they're
into
dealing with
spirals.
real
Yeah,
strong anesthetics. They're dealing with ketamine. You know, she's turned into a pharmacy. She's able to get her hands on anything she wants now. All them powerful drugs. You know, who's she writing them scripts to? You know, fucking.
yeah.
I'll say no more. Just go and look. Just go and look into that industry. Just take 20 minutes and look into that industry, and you'll see what's going on.
Yeah, no, I'll probably hit you up on inbox for that to remind me of what to go and look at properly, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
it's all there.
I will try and get
It's
my nut around that at some point, without a doubt.
and how I know that you know over here, a lot of people in the last 10 years have opened teeth whitening businesses, and that's purely so they can get their hands on lidocaine and whatever else, whatever other substances
It's
that they
massive.
can get on the black market. You know, because they obviously need anesthetics, and they need all sorts of. It really does it.
Yeah,
Over here, if it's not sunbeds, it's teeth whitening companies. That's where the drug dealers are hiding their money. Over here, that's where they're hiding it. What two other places are hiding it? Talent
oh
studios
yeah,
and teeth whitening company. And the unlicensed beauty industry. She decided she's going to be a fucking pharmacy. Maxine the pharmacy.
I'm going to read something here now, and it's very relevant to this subject. It's a screenshot from a group, and it was about the Ellesmere pub, Ellesmere. That's Echo Lima Lima Echo Sierra Mike Echo Romeo Echo pub, Liverpool Road, Pattycroft. Somebody said once run by Maxine McCarthy, who introduced drugs, guns, and gangsters to the place, but shut down after that. She had to stumble in Little Hut and Pooh and got that one shut down too.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She introduced drugs and guns to that place she was running, and it got closed.
That I'm just throwing that out there, but It just takes just go and look into that industry. It's not all fucking fillers and Botox. It's not like
No,
you know. You
a
look at
lot of
what's
things are used for clean money now.
you look at what's ravishing the UK and the world at the minute. Fucking prescription drugs, and they're going to give somebody like her that isn't trained in anything ability to fucking write prescriptions. Fucking hell.
That's insane.
And she wonders why she's barred out of fucking
Can't get my head
exhibition.
around it.
No way. Fucking. You're a fucking scumbag.
It's a license to kill, mate.
Yeah, it is. On bitching, she paid piles of money to get into that event, and every one of them said if she comes anywhere near it, they're all pulling out. So
I said this, but I said this a long time ago. I said anything that he is involved in or near will crumble. He's toxic. The woman
yeah,
needs to think about herself and her future. Is this really the sort of person she wants to raise her child? His behavior is dictated otherwise. He's even said himself that, oh, I wouldn't like to be somebody that lives with somebody that's controlled all day. I wouldn't like to be a woman or children in that situation. That person's going to be a really bad form for his family. And I was like, are you trying to tell us that your family and that child and Maxine are not safe around you because
yeah.
you have called
Sure.
on the internet all day? Catch
That's what he
yourself.
said. That's what he said. That's what you said, Shinny.
He said that
Oh,
Maxine children wouldn't be safe around him if he was getting trolled on the internet. That there's horrific. It's
He
actually
fucking
scary now.
he turned around Stuart and said, he actually says, I'm unhinged. I'm unhinged. That's what he said. Whoa. And then in the other breath, please leave me alone. Fucking, I would fucking.
Yeah, no, I was speaking to Stuart earlier. And he kind of he said all that to me, and I was just like, wow, when you take time to think about that.
I just think it's not going to end good for him or her. It's
I think
not
he
going
just
to
needs
end
to step
good.
away now. He needs to step away, go and deal with the birth of his baby, go and enjoy it, go and get on with life. He's not going to get that pot of gold. He used the word pot of gold. I think he said the same words where you don't have a right to tell me what I spend my pot of gold on.
Hello. Hey, don't stand on the phone. Watch. Where are you, monster? You monster, aren't you?
I was going to say there. Here, we could just put a disclaimer out there to say that everything we're saying about Maxine at the minute is all public knowledge. It's all in the public eye. It's this isn't trolling. This is just having constructive criticism of somebody that's pretty current in the news at the moment. So, in no way is this an attack.
In
We're just
fairness, though,
discussing.
guys, we're probably best off talking about this in about 3 months' time. Like, it'll be twisted somehow to make it sound worse than it is, if you know what I mean. It's not worth giving them that.
But it's what do you call it? It's whoever's running your tech team, Shinny, fucking sack them. Jesus Christ, you just don't even know how to make an alt over on that side. Do you want Stuart to go over and show you how to make an alt? Stuart, would you go over and show Shinny's ones how to make an alt?
You're all right. Let them figure out their own. The best way to learn is by doing.
I would say if you go to Google first, and then if you can't get on Google, then go to YouTube.
If you want to learn how to make alts, if you want to learn how to make alts and Facebook pages, I'll make another group up, and you can pay me £9.98 a month, and I will show you how to make Facebook alts and really defend Shinny.
Sorry, Lorraine, I don't know what's wrong with my phone. So. Are you sure it's me?
Am I coming through all right?
100%. It's you, George.
Is it me?
100%.
It's me. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a sickener. It's not as bad now as it was. Oh, that's what you muted. You've been muting. Just,
No,
hey,
I didn't
get away
mute.
from the phone. That's live. Come on, you stick to it. Don't need to be in that one little microscopic part of the room. Everywhere I set the phone, he goes to walk on it. He's a wee shit.
Oh man, it's been a random one tonight, isn't it? You still there, Stu?
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Sorry. He's getting all scratchy.
George come back in.
What's that like?
I think it's when someone else talks, George.
Yeah, I can see the lighting up. How long to see if I can do anything with my mic?
It seems to be strange.
I know. I've solved this before. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's really hard to listen to that.
I know. What's that like?
Hello? That's it.
Hello.
How did you fix that?
I went into more. I went into settings. I went into audio, and I changed it from default to speakerphone.
Aye, that's a lot better.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've done that before. So that's in the settings, in the audio, and then change it to speakerphone.
There you go. See if worked out the cursed feedback problem.
Feedback.
Just jumped down my skin then. Let me know. TV done the whole turn itself off, mate. I wonder what the hell was going on then. Absolutely shit myself.
My TV turns itself off too.
Yeah, it's on a
got that
timer.
open timer on it.
Yeah, it's a timer. It's take a couple of minutes then to wonder what's gone on. You know, you just a bit sort of like disorientated. And you're just like, well, what happened there? Some nice chilled songs on in the background.
Your camera's on again, George. George.
It just
What?
wants
Your
comments.
camera's on again.
Fuck. All right.
Oh, George.
Well,
I've smoked. I've smoked about fuck. I've smoked about 6 pounds.
I've run out. I need to get some.
Oh dear.
I was speaking to you earlier on about it.
Oh, I'll get talking to you after.
I know. I've been puffing on a few bongs here. I keep going to press. I keep going to press the comments, to go back on the comments, and I keep turning my camera on all the time. But anyway, sorry. All right. Well,
Are you not logged into this StreamYard?
Yeah,
You're logged in, yeah. Oh, I haven't I haven't actually looked at the phone of the comments. I'm lying here, but she never lays on top of me and she's lying on me sleeping here.
How long are you giving it before he cracks Brian Walker? I don't know, mate. I would say
I give him an
you
hour.
normally give him 2 days, 3 days. He'll be back in 3 days.
Do you reckon it come on tomorrow?
No, I would say Tuesday. He'll give it to Tuesday. He's having a wee break.
His bricks are absolutely laughable. Like,
I know, Shinny, just go away, mate. That's all you have to do. Just give up the fucking ghost. Just fucking no olive leaves, no brick and bread. Just go and look after your missus. That's all you have to do.
Still got a couple of weeks.
Nobody will contact you ever again. Nobody will ever contact you again.
Or your family.
And we'll never speak about you again.
I'd love that.
So would I. We used to talk about fucking different stuff, loads of different stuff, other than this bullshit.
Oh no,
he's gonna regret his time that he spent wasting through this pregnancy of Maxine's. He's really gonna look back at that one day, and he's gonna have a regret for that. He's missed out on a lot of stuff. I think he's never been able to appreciate it.
Narcissists never have regret. Regret doesn't fucking never. Regret never fucking registers. Do you say if all his relationship went wrong, it would be all her fault? It would be nothing to do with him. You know, that's
Not
narcissist.
really.
No way,
So
no. He'll never look. He'll
I
look
just
back at this and
always
play. He'll play the victim,
hope they
Glenn.
can get back. Yeah.
No, he'd just play the victim. No matter if she
Oh,
booted him, he would go back to his flat and play the victim. He would go back to. He would
He
go
played
back
off.
to that person he was before. Do you know, he keeps. If you listen to him, he keeps repeating that piece where somebody said to him, "You were your best whenever you relapsed. You were your best whenever you were at your lowest." He has said that twice now. That
mm.
You
he
know
is.
what? I know what
Is
that
he
fella's
trying to
meant
plant a
to.
seed? Is he trying to plant a seed, or is he trying to get people to feel sorry for him? Because does he
He's trying
think?
to get people to feel sorry for him. He's trying to play the victim
Yeah,
of
but
that. There,
they wouldn't have
somebody's
Do
said
you
that
damaged
think
or
if
to him
he
that way.
relapses? Do you
the
think
way
if he relapses, he'll think, right? If I relapse, I'll get 2,000 viewers again, and
Yeah.
I'll rebuild this from my relapse. You know,
I really
something
hope
keeps
not.
telling me he's going to do something stupid like that.
I really
you
hope
know,
You know,
not.
because he
I
can't
think,
stay away. He can't stay away. He's
but that
addicted.
George, that message resonated with me. That I know what that person was trying to say to him. That person, when they were saying you were at your best when you were in that flat, when you were at your lowest, you were at your best. But he didn't mean that. You were at the best when you were low. He meant
I know exactly
you
what
were
you're
at the
saying,
best
Stuart.
when you were. I know exactly what they meant. They meant you were at your best when you were humble. But he didn't take it that way.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh, no, he
that's
didn't.
he
I know he
thinks
didn't.
on the time, and all that person probably meant was here's a bit of constructive criticism.
No, he
If
can't
you go
take
back
it.
to your humble roots, instead of bragging and bumming about all you've got when there's people sitting there with nothing, if you would wind your neck in for 5 minutes and deal with stuff like that, there'd be a lot better. It's not, they're trying to tell him stop being a smug prick and, more people will like you.
Yeah.
That's what they were telling him, and
Yeah.
he took that as an offense. He doesn't take constructive
He
criticism.
doesn't take. He takes none. It's like, a reasonable person will take a reasonable amount of criticism, and they'll take a reasonable amount on board, and they'll think about it. There's no there's no criticism there at all. You can't ask that man anything
But you
that.
need to be able to take constructive criticism. That's how you
See, he
move
can't,
forward,
Glenn.
mate.
He can't do it, and that's the only thing. That's what's keeping him here.
And
Because
that's why he's
in his
where he
head,
is.
he still thinks he's done nothing wrong.
Mm. Oh yeah.
That's the way a
No, I
narcissist
agree. When I
thinks.
said that earlier, what I meant is hoping that moving forward, he'd obviously improve in life. You would hope, everyone would want somebody to improve. No one wants him to relapse. No one wants him to go down here. You'd think that he'd move forward, learn from all of this, and actually become a better person. And he would
No,
realise
what,
this. He's
what
missed out on something beautiful.
no, what he'll do now, Glenn, is he'll revert back to type as he keeps talking about. He'll come away from that situation he's in now, along with blah blah blah, and he'll mold. He's the type of person. He's molded himself from a plumber to an electrician into building houses into a rock star into that guy's a snake. He'll slither himself somewhere else. He never ever thinks of his casualties. Never. It's always poor me, poor me, poor me, and anywhere he can see money, he'll follow it. And he'll look back at
He's
this and
one of
just
them, and
think,
um,
he'll look back at this and say,
he's a jack of all trades, master of none.
yeah, master of none, jack of all trades, master of none, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
he's doing. He doesn't care. It's once his money supply completely dries up here, and she boots him to the fucking curb, and that's going to happen. He's going to slither himself somewhere else. He's going to pop up, disappear from this and pop up somewhere else because he can't help himself. It's just fame, 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 fame.
No
And you can
doubt,
see it
mate.
in
The way
his eyes. Whenever he's getting.
he reminds me of that. He reminds me of that fucking game. Where it's like you've got about 10 holes and you have a mallet and the head just keeps on popping up through different holes. That's what he's like in the
Oh
moment.
yeah.
He just pops up at different
Yeah,
points,
yeah.
different communities. He's just there and he's just trying to keep up
That's
with the
it. He
guy.
can
Where's he going to
mold.
come
He's
out
like
of next? Which holes
he's
he
a fuck.
going to crawl out of?
He's like a fucking chameleon. He can blend into any situation. Shinny
I've
can
said
decide.
it before. He's a mimic. He mimics
Yeah,
people. I
Yeah,
said something to him one day. Me and him had a conversation, and the next day when he was on his live, he was pretending to be me. Sometimes I even seen on him. I was
yeah.
like, what? I
I
said
said
that
that
to
to
him
you too.
yesterday. That's the way I got
Uh,
on.
yeah,
He's, do you know, he said,
yeah. I
this is
said to you.
this
I
is the
asked you,
thing,
didn't
and
I? I asked you.
sometimes, Glenn, I think to myself, right? You know, he started in the last couple of weeks talking about God. He said he's the type of person that could jump onto that God type thing and really
Yeah,
rump people in because he's, you know, and don't be
but
surprised if you see that Shinny has started some type of, you know, religious type. You know, he's fit for anything because this is broke for him, and he doesn't care about this anymore because it's not a money maker. You know, he could jump over there till some Christian fellowship and go in there and take it over and rob the life out of it. You know, but
I'll never forget that time
he's
he told
always
me go for a
scheming.
fucking walk,
He's
and we
always
went for
scheming
one.
for his next pound.
Yeah, yeah. And that's I don't care what anyone says. That's where we're at. Like with it, in my opinion, it is the
You know,
money that he called it his pot of gold. He called it his
yeah,
pot of
yeah,
gold
it's
yesterday. He
golden
said, "No one
nuggets
can
and
tell
pot
me
of
how to
gold.
spend my pot of gold." Yeah,
It's all word
it's
magic,
like
you know, and that's
fucking hell.
what Ali said there.
Yeah,
You know, I wonder whose story's actually stolen. And you know, that's what grifters do. Grifters move from place to place, just picking up on the weak and picking up on the weak people's stories and manipulating the weak into believing that they need a leader, and you know, and then you know start to, because everybody needs a leader, and then they start believing in the leader, and it turns into a fucking cult, which, you know, you can call it whatever you want, but the right terminology for what he created there is a fucking cult.
yeah.
You know, whatever way you look at it, is a cult.
And
You
he's
know,
just turned his back on all of them and said, "You're actually
he
now
doesn't
here to
care.
support me,
You know,
in
sure,
what I do."
look what that guy done in Waco or wherever it was, or wherever that place was. You know, whenever he got sick of that place and he couldn't, you know, it wasn't serving him any purpose anymore. He made them all drink the fucking Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, fuck yous, go and kill yourselves. You know, it's they're dangerous people, and he'll never, ever, 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 ever admit that he ever done anything wrong. It doesn't
oh,
matter how much we fucking shout
no.
at him. He's a full-blown narcissist.
And he
Um,
literally is now just saying, support me."
or else,
Because
or
that's
else.
now the new thing that's going to make it sound okay. Because he's saying, "I'm not
Yeah,
actually
he's a
doing
Jimmy
anything for
Jones
anyone.
clone. Exactly,
I just
exactly,
want you
Nigel.
to
That's what he
fucking
is.
support me."
He's a Jimmy Jones clone. That's just, you know, you have no purpose for me anymore. Drink the Kool-Aid and fuck off. You know, what about the other place with the fucking Saturday? You know, it's, you know, whenever you think cult, you think of something on a big scale, which obviously the media talk about. But no, the cult can be, you know, anything over two, three, four people's a cult. You know, if one person has brainwashed them other two people, that's,
Yeah,
you know, it's a cult. The cult's a fucking cult. No
yeah.
matter if
People
there's
sort of think
three
the
people in it
Masons
or
and stuff like that.
500 people in it, you
A
know.
lot of
But
people.
it's a it's a it's a pyramid scheme, stroke cult, stroke. Uh, it's selling it's selling snow to the Eskimos. That's what it is. That's what he's doing. You know,
Yeah,
he's selling something for nothing, and he's a good salesman. You know, he's brilliant at selling nothing for nothing.
yeah.
That's all he is. He's a good salesman, and
He certainly ain't
and
on there talking about
and
anything relevant
anybody
to what he's
and
selling.
you find anybody that has a drive like him, a hungry drive for him, they don't care who they hurt, what
No.
they do, or how they get it. If he's focused on that, he'll get it, and he doesn't give a fuck who he hurts on his way to get it. And that's his mentality, and the
Yeah,
laws based mentality, and that's what we're saying here. He shouldn't be about vulnerable people because all he is a fucking bully using people to his advantage because
yeah,
he's going to bounce on somewhere else. And I say, don't be surprised if he comes back as a fucking as a preacher. Preacher fucking Shinny Davenport, do you know? Or Pastor Shinny
I
Davenport.
reckon he's going to come back as a vicar. I'm going to reckon he's going to
A
start
vicar,
marrying
yeah,
people.
that's what I'm saying, Glenn.
He's
I
going to
think he's
start
going to come
fucking
back as
marrying people.
Pastor Shinny Davenport. Don't
Imagine
don't
him
fucking doubt
marrying
it for
you.
1 minute.
Oh, he'd be swearing and calling people trolls in the name of God.
In
Make
the
them
name
trolls.
of Jesus Christ, Shinny Lord. He'll make up his own religion.
He'd be like that woman. He'd be like that woman from America.
I'm
Remember?
going vicar. I reckon he's going to get his marriage license, mate, so he can marry people. What a money spinner that'd be.
Oh yeah. Here, Glenn, you're right. He'll go full hog. He'll be baptizing and everything. 200 pound of baptism.
Fucking
Shinny
baptised
water.
like
There'll be no
mate.
fucking. There'll be no
Shinny
holy water. Shinny water. Fucking
No,
bottling
Bottle
it
it
up.
and sell it, mate. Yeah, bottle it and sell it.
I tell you what, he does that. He sells his moon juice.
Oh, mate. I wonder how he would bless it. Just scream and shout at it for 5 minutes. That'd be it.
Did you not know that there? He said that all his water, he sets his water out at night to catch the rays of the moon, and that's his moon juice, and that's what gives him his strength.
Models
I've
himself
missed
fucking
quite a
now.
few things.
I'm sorry for this bubble, but all water is moon juice. It's been sitting in a reservoir for months. Moon juice, moon
Say
water,
that again.
moon water. I never heard the likes of it. Like he's an absolute. He's a joke. It's embarrassing.
Father
Boy,
James,
George.
Father Shinny. You reckon? I reckon he'd go for Father Shinny, I reckon. Oh, God.
Hello, Mr. Parrot. Hello, Pet.
George got a bird.
Bird.
Yeah, how is it?
James the Baptist. Holly.
Mate, I'm
James
still
the
going Father
Baptist.
Shinny. Father Shinny, mate. I'm going for
Surely,
Father
I
Shinny.
honestly wouldn't be surprised. Do you see if you go and look into that whole pastor and that whole type community, especially online now, because all these groups have come up online, these religious groups, and they are the biggest scammers going. They are looking everybody's bank details. They're fucking brainwashing the life out of people. They're popping up everywhere. Do you know what I'm talking about? These, there's all sorts of crazy Christian names. I'm not going against Christians or nothing, but there's some crazy groups jumping about at the
You know
moment.
what? Someone's just put something in the comments, and I can't help but have a little spin on it. You know, they're saying about him
Go ahead.
cancelling the
You talk away,
right? Can you hear me? Yeah, cancelling
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
right? And then he's now reopened them again a couple of days later. So everyone that's cancelled them's now got to re-sign up. They're probably going to double pay this month, aren't they?
No, they didn't. Nobody. That was a bluff, Glenn. He was trying to spoof us. He thought by saying that we would go away and leave him alone. He's like a fucking. Do you know what he's like? He's like a fucking 2-year-old in a nursery ground playing, arguing over a fucking scooter.
Oh, mate.
That's your like, Shanny. They made my mother. They made her in their paparama. I showed somebody that them memes the other day, and I won't say who I showed them to, but they fucking pissed themselves.
Oh dear.
And the only reason I done that was to prove a point that he was lying, because I wanted to
Made my mummy made her in the paparama. But she does look like a big fucking pepperami. That song he has out called Mother. Now that song's out in the public domain, and I'm just passing comment on something that's already out there. But in my opinion, his mother's, I don't know what color dark she is. She's like beer bottle brown.
George, reel it in, man.
No, I'm not reeling it in.
No, just
But
what.
anyway, yeah, I'm reading it in. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
just saying he might come back as a fucking. He might come back as a fucking superhero.
Just like that. We're up here. It's just so
Just reading
sleepy.
somebody.
It's off tonight.
Here, here. Do you remember that thing that was on there? Not that don't fuck with cats. You know about the
Yeah,
group of people that.
Yeah, that was horrible.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
and
insane.
it was like people like us that was trying to draw attention to and giving information about somebody that was doing a wrong. I know it was a completely different wrong to what we're talking about, but it just shows you how there's lots of people out there, and as I say, we've been contacted by a lot of different groups, Stuart, that deal in that area. That's pretty interested in what's happening here, isn't that right?
Yeah, the page never quits.
You know what I mean? And so
Always
it's not just here. He's been through attention to all over the place. It's not just us. There's a
No,
lot of people has analysed and went back and older stuff and read the stuff in our groups.
yeah,
You know.
that program though, mate. That documentary was insane. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get fixated on it, but I did because I just could not believe what I
What
was
was that,
watching.
Glenn?
That don't fuck with cats. That was
Oh
somebody
yeah.
put me in touch with that, and when I put that on, good God. And you know what? Everything like psychology wise, when you look at the way humans act and where it starts and where it can end up,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
dangerous. So
yeah, yeah,
dangerous.
yeah. It's just profiling.
Yeah.
It's you know, when that guy was so fucking cocky. You know what I mean? And
Oh
it
yeah.
was
He used to
uh,
taunt them, almost taunt them.
haunted them. But them people stuck at it and they stuck at it and they stuck at it and
Yeah.
they finally got what they wanted. But I'm
Yeah.
not saying he's on the same scale as that, but it's you know,
No.
at the end of the day, right? You go back 10 years, you go back before Facebook, right? If Jimmy was that, you go back 15 years, 20 years back in the 90s, where he obviously was out with them people from 2 pints of harp and a packet of dates and all this shit and all them sort of there would have been B celebrities at that time and he would have been in the same bars and stuff. But he never made
Yeah.
it big. He wanted to be them people, but wanted to be around them people.
Yeah,
You know,
he's
Yeah.
fucked up everything he does. He fucks it up.
so he's always been a fucking wannabe. He's always been trying to catch up everybody else. His ideas are fucking a year behind everybody else's idea. It's just
He's just trying to latch on to anything that he thinks is going to
yeah,
make him
it's
money.
and then it's I've been on fucking Facebook from 2009. That doesn't give me the right to charge $8.99. I've been a fucking addict all my life. That doesn't make me experience to give you any advice. And Shelley Davenport,
No.
he says by having 4 years and 3 months clean of fucking addiction and mental health that he has the right
Well,
to,
apparently,
to school these people on their recovery. What's he doing for your recovery? This is what I would love to know. That's what I would love to know because he's openly said he doesn't go there.
according to Chris Hopley, he was hammered at Christmas when he was out with them.
Seriously, yeah. I wouldn't
Yeah,
doubt that.
that's what
Chris,
I'm saying.
he's been hammered in lives loads of times.
He was drunk that one the night before I went on.
Yeah.
I remember when I was trying to take my name out of my mouth and hung up on him.
Do you see that live that he done
There's
where he started?
definitely suspicious ones.
The most suspicious one was, and the one that he was rubbing in everybody's face was the one where he done the whole one about the gin. If you notice that the opening thing was the gin and the tonic and all the stuff sitting around the glass, and then he gave us a big gin story. Do you know that was him rubbing everybody's noses in it? That was him and Maxine sitting sniggering, going, "Ha ha." Will do. He is he's drinking. It's plain and
Is that the one
simple.
where he was saying the can's not the problem?
Yeah, where he was saying that they'd asked for. He says that they had asked for some type of cocktail, or they'd asked for Schweppes water and each or something, and they thought they meant gin and tonic, and they brought the 2 gins down. She was getting a gin and tonic, and he was just getting Schweppes in it. He said, but they brought 2 gin and tonics down, and then he noticed a bit of water in the bottom of the thing, and he thought it was the ice had melted, and he said he threw it out, but he put the. He made a whole big deal about this happening, and it looked to me as if he was rubbing people's faces in it, as much as say, "There, I'm sitting with a fucking gin, Maxine Law,
He was
and
saying
these dickheads are giving me money because that's the way. That's all he thinks. Use people, dickheads. That's all you are to them is dickheads.
He honestly doesn't care. Like, there's people come message his page, and I'm nothing to do with recovery or mental health. I only come on
Me either.
But people have come on here and says they've got more help off this page for their mental health and recovery than they have from him. And us not even doing that. There's just we don't like seeing people stuck.
You know, as I say, I don't proclaim to be anything. I'll talk to anybody, and I enjoy talking to people, and I like talking to people that have problems, and because everybody's got problems. But as I say, I'm not threatening anything, and if I could help anybody, I will. But you know, the Chinny proclaims to be. If I was getting $8.99 a month, I would like to think that I would say, "Hello, Glenn, mate, how you doing?" I'd like to think at least, if not every day, at least once a week, I'd like to be checking on me and saying, "Well, mate, what's the crack?" I'd like to be giving you a half an hour chat. You know what I mean? If you're 200 people there, okay, it's, but do 4 a day, or well, what's the crack? Or even do it. He doesn't even want to seem to do a group message where it's even you write a fucking message and you send it to everybody in the group. He doesn't even seem to interact that way either, or leave a voice note and send it throughout the group. He seems to have no, like you've been in there, Glenn. There's no interaction with Shinny.
All he is
that's why I had no interest in the tribe, because I was like, what? When I decided I was going to be part of all that, the whole point of it was to be around Shinny.
Glenn, did you play the $8.99, mate? Did you?
Yeah. I paid. Yeah.
It was you just in 1 month or 2 months or what?
Yeah, mate, I got kicked out. I think I only got a week.
A week.
Well, a week.
Did you ask for your money back on that?
Your page, and then obviously I come over. They booted me out.
You come out here, Glenn.
I didn't even get no. I got nothing from it.
You come out here, Glenn. You come over here thinking you're going to beat the fuck out of us. Thought I'm going to come over here and karate chop these bastards. I'm only joking.
I literally thought everyone was.
Here comes Glenn. That's all. Beat him up.
Mate, do you know what? I just wanted everything to stop at that point. That was literally where my head was at. I wanted it all just to stop. I just wanted him to go back.
You see, everybody was the same. Here, Glenn, you don't hear me. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But
it was damaging. It was damaging for me.
I just want to ask you a question. Sorry, I'm not interrupting you. Sorry. I just want to ask you a question. Do you see whenever he's talking about?
Hear you, mate.
Hey, sorry, Glenn. Do you see that whenever he's asked?
Say that again, mate. I didn't hear any of that.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, say that again. I didn't hear any of it. I heard, Glenn, you don't have to, and that was it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Glenn can't hear me. Jump in and out, Glenn. Hold on. I'll remove you. Jump out. What was I talking about there, Stuart? I forgot. I'm fucking
I
stoned.
can't mind.
Hey, you'll come back again.
I'm
Hope he
now.
remembers, because I can't.
I'm starting to get dozy here, mate.
I've had a bit fucking, I think I'm my 10th bong here, but don't tell anybody.
Oh, better watch out, or you'll have the real raw truth knocking your door on.
And then I'll a bottle of Buckfast there and fucking 4 beers, well. Here, Philip, here, mate, I smoke fucking 20, fucking 5, 30 joints a day, man.
Yeah, it helps for pain. Like that, there's the only reason people smoke it now, and I don't know what's illegal. It's an absolute law.
In
But
here, I cannot function through my day without it. It's the first thing I do whenever I get up, smoking a bong, and then straight
I
into a fucking spliff. Well,
don't be saying,
spliff,
don't be
I like
saying
a
that
spliff
there.
first. I
Don't be
want,
saying that there. You know, people ringing authorities on you.
I
That's their
don't
sin.
care.
That's their sin.
I like my spliff in the morning, and then I like my bong, and then I would smoke 4 joints before 10 o'clock. And I mean, that's 3 skinners. That's fucking. If I light a spliff, I smoke it all. I don't snag it and keep it for later. I smoke the whole thing as if I'm smoking a
Uh,
cigarette. Hey, sorry, I'm
Can you hear me now,
waffling.
guys?
there's probably people here that stuff triggers, so don't be talking about it honestly.
Oh no. Yeah, but I'm just saying. All I'm trying to say, Stuart, is I'm not trying to
It's a
say I'm
good
using
man.
it
It's a good man.
recreationally. I'm saying instead of taking painkillers all day, I use my weed to keep me pain free all day. I'm not sitting here trying to glorify anything. You know, I know people don't smoke, but I mean, I'm saying from my point of view, I would rather sit and smoke
Than pop
15, 20 joints a day rather than take 150 milligrams of morphine. So,
Oh, I was on 140 mil a day, and it was just destroying me. Like my stomach, I was so sick over the head of it.
you know, and the thing about me is I can function, I smoke my fucking weed. I could go in and fucking sit and have a police interrogation with the cops. Doesn't make me paranoid. It really doesn't. It just makes me on a level, and it just allows me to get through my day. There's no,
Some people are like that. There, for me,
I don't get any adverse effects from it.
I use it for eating because I'm very, very ill, and it
Yeah,
helps me.
yeah, me too,
Like
Stu.
you see me there, I get that sick that I'm barely able to move, and it really has. It helped my appetite, but the doctors aren't worth two fucks. Like I'm not
Oh,
slagging
yeah.
anything, but there's an awful lot of waiting lists, and I have to just deal with it.
As I say, I have Crohn's disease there, and as I say, I'm in fucking absolute agony all the time, and I'm just my stomach and my bowels and all sorts. I'm just fucked all the time, and that's I should be on all sorts of
Keep
fucking
an eye
heavy
out
meds,
on
but
the back. Glenn keeps falling off there, mate.
oh, sorry. As I
No,
say, instead of in all them heavy meds, like the only thing I'm take my edibles and I smoke my bongs and I smoke my joints, and I don't take any painkillers,
Can
so
you
I
hear me
don't.
now?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to glorify it, but I'm saying that's what works for me. You know.
it works for a lot of people. It's better than painkillers. I would.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's the worst this can do to me is make me fall asleep.
You're the worst criminal in the world as long as you stay away from the fridge, mate.
And it does, and because I go sometimes fucking 6 days without eating. I've went from fucking 16 stone down to 12 stone in the last 3 months. It's it
You
helps
shouldn't
me
be
to
doing that.
to get to get an appetite too. So yeah, I'm heavy on it, and well, suppose I'm smoking about 2.5, 3 grams a day. It doesn't sound much, or it isn't much, but it's enough to keep me going.
It's good for people that genuinely are sick. Like,
Yeah.
I
I would rather feel
know
drowsy stoned than monged out on fucking OxyContin.
I lost a quarter of my bowel. Like, so I know what it's all. I know what bowel problems are like, and it's fucking
No, you
horrible.
don't get it. No,
And
this
I
is uh,
can't eat. I can't eat too much because my bowels just food just flies through me unless I'm taking opiates to stop it. It's just obviously
mine does the exact opposite, Stuart. Mine doesn't empty.
mine
You know,
my
I,
my
I go
bowels
14
just.
days sometimes, or actually my body started poisoning myself.
I've
It's
been that way. I've been that way myself on the morphine. I know what it's all. I know what it's
it's
like.
horrible. Morphine is a dirty, dirty fucking drug. But the thing about morphine is
It's good
it
for
can
purpose.
it can become your best friend very, very easy, and that's the scary thing about it. And I'm off it now 4 years coming, and I still miss that couch. But I'll never go back to it. But you know what I'm talking about, Stuart. That's
Yeah, I was so glad, but they left me. I feel very let down by the doctors, the way they left me and the state they've left me in.
oh
Even
yeah, I know what you were like, mate. I know how many what the way benzos were involved in your life, and it wasn't. It definitely wasn't
I
good.
needed them because it wasn't well. I just needed to get through my day. A
Yeah.
lot on my plate, but
How many times did you OD? Twice.
yeah, ended up very sick on them.
I know you did.
The other was just I was going through an awful fucking hard time. So much had happened in my life in a very short space of time.
That's the thing. Your brain's a powerful fucking thing, isn't it? Your brain takes you to some fucking crazy places. And at the end of the day, is that sometimes I think, this can't be my fucking brain fighting with my brain. There's somebody else in here. There has to be, and
That's what
that's
me
what
and Tom were talking about the other day.
you know. That's what gets me. I'm like, if this is how evil my brain can be, why can't I rein this back in? But I am 99.9999999% sure that it's another entity that comes into our body whenever we're going through that really, really, really depths of depression, because I don't think your body's designed to hurt you emotionally like that. Is it?
I understand.
I don't think so.
Your own thoughts are going to be your worst weapon.
Yeah, well, that's it. Your own thoughts are your worst enemy, and that's the problem. People are dealing with their own thoughts 99% of the time.
Tell me about it, guys.
See, that's where I started to think, Glenn, where if I'm doing this to myself, I need to fucking stop it. Why do I keep doing this to myself? It's me that can stop this, so I'm going to have to fucking stop it. And then whenever I put the brakes on it and said, no, no more, you're not fucking controlling me anymore, and every day I told it the same. And it's just, I talk about it as an innate. I don't know whether it's not definitely not a person or it's an entity, but there's something in there that you're pushing out of your brain. And as I say,
Do you know what I said to you? Obviously, I have with my anxieties, I suffer with medical
yeah,
anxiety as well. So I think like there's something, I'm dying, I might be having a heart attack or something. So since I've been doing all this upbeat stuff, I've been able to get rid of a
yeah,
lot of my anxiety. So I don't hardly think about that during the day when I'm busy. Do you know what?
yeah,
The other
yeah,
day I was in the car and my brain was going to me. It's basically telling me almost like, where it's sort of, it almost feels like you're talking to yourself, but it's the thoughts are coming into your head. And it was almost saying to me, yeah, you think you're clever, mate, like trying to ignore these little pains now because you think you're not having a heart attack. But what happens if you're ignoring them and you really are having a heart attack? It's
yeah,
double
yeah, yeah,
questioning me. And I was just sitting there
yeah,
going,
yeah.
fuck's sake, how am I going to stop this? And I just out said it to somebody that I was with, and they looked at me as if I goes, that's what I put up with on a day-to-day fucking basis. You know, people just
It's
think it's a
the way
simple thing that I
the
go
way-
through. It ain't simple. My brain double tricks me all the fucking time to get me thinking negative. And that's all subconsciously, without realizing that happens to myself
yeah.
constantly, day in,
So
day
the way
in, out.
I've learned how to deal with that twice now, Glenn. I've learned to say to that thing, no, fuck off. It's and that's what I kept. I've dealt. It's took me 4 years, slowly but surely. But the way I am now, I know whenever that voice or that entity or that thing's going to come into me and start niggling. And really in the last year, I've really stood up to that bastard, that thing that keeps telling me that my life's shit, and you know, and see, whenever you stand up to it and tell it no, you start to feel empowered. You really do.
That's called
Yeah.
And the
fight
more
myth.
and the
When it
more you
don't,
tell that
don't try.
fucking voice to go away every day, the more empowered you feel. And that's the way
Lee,
I come away from that
Lee gave
negative
me a
thinking.
positive
It was
today.
just a tactic.
Yeah.
What are you saying there,
No,
Glenn?
Lee said to me today, he's like, Glenn, just fucking keep on doing what you're doing, and you'll get rid of this anxiety. He goes, it won't eat you up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Obviously, there's always going to be a part, I think, that will be there, but the more you just battle against it and just carry on and ignoring it, you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. And he said
it
to me, I
is.
guarantee you,
It's like a
just trust.
person, Glenn, isn't it?
It's an
Mm.
illness. It's doubt. It's your own self doubt. It's
Yeah.
it's lack of confidence in yourself.
But do you ever get the,
Would you
Stuart, do you
argue
ever
that
get to the
for a
point of
critic?
that anxiety where you think that it's there's somebody else is planting us here, or why is it? Do you ever question, is there motives behind these thoughts, or who's sending these thoughts? That's what
Oh,
baffles me
fucking hell, mate.
sometimes.
I've
Why
I
why
no, I
why
George,
am
I
I
was going,
thinking
I
like
was
this?
going,
Who's telling me to think like
I
this?
was
Why am
going
I
to a
thinking like
job.
this?
George, I
Yeah,
what?
was going to a job about a couple of weeks ago, and literally it was a new job, 45 minutes away. Everything was sweet. I was getting paid extremely good money to go there, and the whole journey I was on the phone to Donna because I literally thought I weren't going to be able to make it back. I thought something terrible was going to happen to me. I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was having panic
yeah,
attacks on the way there, and it literally,
yeah,
I
yeah,
got myself to the job, and then unfortunately an actual muscle injury, which I still don't know whether it was real or it was just me saying it was an old injury and my brain just let me
yeah,
think
yeah.
that it was too
I
bad to
think
carry
I
on.
got
Then I
You're
wasn't going to be
talking
able to. Do
yourself out of the
you know what I
job,
mean?
Glenn.
It fucking destroyed me the whole way down. I was in pieces when I got there, sweating. I was in a state, mate, literally a state.
Have you ever had a Have you ever had an out of body experience on a panic attack?
I have.
Yeah, it's fucking
No,
scary shit.
no.
No, if you ever
I've had
like going in,
one where I
have
just
you?
got
I mean, going into
the worst
psychosis.
phobia.
No, fucking no.
I
It's not
drove
nice.
for. I have driven for 40 miles one day after an episode that happened, and I drove for 40 miles and didn't know how I got home. The car wasn't damaged or anything, but
Wow.
it's called dissociative fugue. It's whenever your
Yeah,
brains have that much torture that
yeah,
you just
Yeah.
start to
yeah.
forget
Lose
stuff.
touch of reality. I've
Your
had it
brain,
twice. It's a fucking scary, scary, scary thing.
your
You know,
brain will switch off
Listen,
to
you,
I've
protect
drove home
itself.
before and not remembered the journey. Do you know what I mean? You
I've
thought, how the fuck have I
I
suddenly
have
got here?
been on it, Glenn, and you know in your head you're going there, and you try to fight it, and it overtakes you, and it's a scary place. It really is, and it But I've learned from it. I've learned from the negatives, and really, it's happened to me twice, and I know now what the triggers are of it and how to deal with it. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to go through
Yeah.
shit to learn how to deal with shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where like I've seen me in the past getting really, really, uh, you know, freaked out and panicked and weed, and really, I've had experience of smoking weed where it scared the life out of me, but I've overcome that, and I've taken the positives out of it instead of thinking about the negatives, because that's all you think about, right? I'm going to smoke this joint, but it's going to make me feel shit.
Yeah.
So straight away, it's a negative. So
I think
anything you
for
go to do is
me,
a negative.
it used to be
I'm
worse.
going to run this. I'm going to run this race, but I might win it, but I might come second. There's once you take that positivity away out of it, it's just it's hopeless.
Yeah.
Guys, yous are a good
I
bit
think for
behind me.
me, I used to know that I was wasting.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, Stuart. Go on ahead.
I was saying, you two
Yeah,
sound
go
like
see.
is are in a place that I was a few years back when things had just, got
Yeah,
that much that, like, yourself, I
Mm.
tried to take my own life and
yeah,
I
yeah,
damaged my liver in the process.
yeah.
And I have had the worst of times, and I spent when I got sort of like back on my feet again, or it wasn't even, I decided what I wanted to do when I was in prison. I was lying there with so much time in my hands, and I knew I had to change things. I knew I had to get myself together, and I moved down here and I moved beside my mum to try and look after her. And things have been a struggle for me too. And I understand. I get so lightheaded sometimes. My head just feels like the way I used to explain, the doctors must have thought I was nuts when I said that if you ever go to test a wee 9-volt battery for the power, you touch the wee two tongues off your tongue and it gives you like an electrocution feeling. Well, that's what my brain felt like constantly, like it was an electric current buzzing through it, and
Stu,
I couldn't
can
put
you
my thoughts together. There was millions of thoughts, but I couldn't
can you?
string them together that I wanted.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you, Stuart. Can you tell them? Can you explain to them as well about the lack of treatment that you've got throughout all this? That's another thing that people don't realise about Northern Ireland, how backward the services are.
When I was in England, I was very well medicated, and I had a heavy dose of diazepam, but it worked for me. It worked for me at the time, and I was in circle too. I had got up to 24 stone, and whenever all that stuff happened in my life in a very short space of time, I got very, very sick. I dropped down. One stage, I was 12 stone from 24 stone, and I was very sick. I was staying at a friend's house one night and I got up and she wore she was thin, like, and I got up and I put her jeans on. She said I was wearing her jeans and it was a size 6 women's jeans I had fitted into. I was just pure bones and I couldn't see it. And oh, that was a rough time. But I know what you're talking about with your head. Your head will fight against you. Whenever I was having my thoughts, I was trying to pick out positive thoughts, but the negative was still there in the back of my head and it wouldn't fuck up constantly. And I got to the stage where I learned how to, I concentrated for so long on meditating, and it was actually weed that helped me clear my thoughts up. I would have took a smoke of weed, and I found that if I focused on something like a noise or a single, the way they play them, there are things on YouTube, you get
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you get
I
like
know
a
what you're
tone
talking about. The
frequency cut.
tones and stuff, like to go to sleep. Then.
Binaural tones. I used to listen to them and I used to focus on them, and I found that I was able, after a while of meditating on smoke, that I was able to focus on that one thing. And then I learned from that there how to empty my head altogether. And I could be sitting here like I don't premeditate my thoughts. I just say things as they're coming onto my head. I'll never be one for premeditating what I say unless it's really important, and it doesn't usually take me that long to word things together. But that there's because my head's clear now. It's not the way it was. I'm able to get my head together.
Oh, forgot what was going to say.
Who's CH? CH Salford Power. Is your name Chris by any chance?
What was I going to say there?
Is there's a commenter on YouTube there, CH. It's
What was it you were talking about there, sure?
no, I was just talking about meditating and being able to empty my mind and not focus on the negative things. On when things do happen, people have an awful tendency on Facebook whenever something annoys them, keep
Yeah.
going back and looking at them pages that are upsetting them. I
Yes,
don't
yes.
do
No, I get
that.
you now. I get you now. Yes, yes. I know what you're saying. I just had a
If
brain
you're
fart there.
able, if you're able to learn how to focus and meditate, whenever people do them things, like then people think I'm going to check on their page every 2 minutes. I couldn't be
Yeah,
arsed. They can
yeah.
say whatever they want about me, but I know it's not true, and I'm a big enough man to look after myself, and I don't think anyone's going to defend their behaviour.
Mr.
There's
Neville.
more than enough.
Hello, GC or GH.
Mr. Neville, that's a C for Charlie, and a H for
Charlie,
hotel. It is Mr. Neville.
it is. It's Mr. Neville's here. How's it going there for you? It's Mr. Neville's, it's Mr. George, and it's Mr. Glenn.
No, I don't know who that is. It's a gearhead. Who's a gearhead? I don't touch stuff like that there. Never have. I was
No,
on
no.
I was on morphine for multiple spinal fractures. I tore the cartilage in my hip. Um, tore the cartilage in my left knee, shattered my left ankle, and tore my taliofibular ligament, which left me in a bit of a mess. But good night, Philip, mate. Uh, I'm off
All
all
right,
that.
Philip, mate. I'll go talking to you again, mate. Missed. You were on earlier on. Missed it. I'll go back and listen to your wee chat with Glenn, but I'll get talking to you later. Talking to you sometime. As I say, you were just coming off whenever I was coming on. But I'll listen back to live.
No, I really.
So, can you elaborate on this convo? What's it all about?
We're
It's
just
just
talking.
a
We're just talking in general about mental health, thoughts racing, how anxiety has affected us.
It's nothing about nothing. We're just having a conversation. We're going to talk about aliens or anything if you want.
No, I'll leave that one out of the conversation for the night. I
You
get
know,
carried away. No, but who's the folks that are moaning? There's loads of people moaning on Facebook. It's all it ever seems to be.
it's
But
just moan, 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 moan. As I say, we're just over here. We're over here. We have our wee page over here, and we're more than entitled to sit here and have a stream yard, and we're
well,
more entitled to
no,
talk
we
about
just want to
whatever
know.
we want. Yeah, but that's all I'm saying. They're asking what it's about.
Aye, groaners, us and fighting and arguing over the smallest little thing.
Aye.
No,
Oh, I never seen that other. I want to be a professional victim. I never seen that. I was reading that other guy's comments. Gee, see here.
what's
Where
with
did
the
the name come from?
We're
We Dick. Where did the name come from? We Dick Davenport. Shinny wanted to get a penis enlargement whenever they asked him to come down with me what he wanted to do with the money, and he said that he wanted a penis enlargement. Go on to YouTube and type in Shinny Davenport penis enlargement or Shinny Davenport Salford come down with me and go and watch it. We're not
he's in
telling lies.
Salford. He's in come down with me. I think it was in around September 2012. I think it was the
Yeah,
episode. It was come down with me Salford edition, and the accent is from Northern Ireland. Me and George are from Northern Ireland. Glenn's from Sussex, I think. Sussex, mate. Yeah, Glenn might be AFK at the moment. No, we're just. Well, we're on having a waffle. We'll just come on and talk about things in general. Just
You're right,
whatever's on
guys.
our mind.
I didn't know I was on. I didn't know I was on mute. I've been trying to talk to you. And
okay. No, as I say, we're just here to chat. There was a question, we answer it.
That's what all we do all night is answer questions. Hi, Bernie. How are you, Pat? No, that's all open to all evening. It's Q&A. basically. We're both, well, me and George are from Northern Ireland. Glenn, you say you're from Sussex?
Yeah, Sussex, mate.
We're just all having a wee Q&A tonight. Anything anybody wants to know or anybody wants to talk about, we usually get involved with the comments. Um, we're talking about the name we like Davenport comes from James Shinny Davenport. God bless us. If you go to Facebook, and we're also live on our page on Facebook, it's called Two Mad Paddies. Take a roll down the page and you'll see what we're on about. He's an absolute lunatic. He's trying to be the king of addicts on Facebook and mugging people off him. We took great offence to that there and with an argument with him, and not where he got his name. We took Davenport. He went on Come Down on Me, Salford edition. Already said this, but he was asked what he was wanting to do with the money, and he said I would love a penis enlargement. So your camera's on, George. That's where his name came from. Your camera's on, George.
George,
George, your
your
camera's
camera.
on. Your camera's on, George.
Oh, sorry.
Uh, I
Sorry.
don't know. I don't know what, but I don't know where to stay on here or jump off. I've got a bit of a sore head, mate.
Who the fuck is Whitney? 24 years waiting for a chance to get inside our life. No dentist unless your teeth needed pulled. Opiates started with taking off people antidepressants. The Jonathan Poe chambers. They've banned Begoblin here, so they have as from last week.
Yeah, because it's being abused. Like that there takes away from the people that actually need the drugs for actual illnesses.
But that's
We
what they're
could,
saying. They want to reassess people that's on
Are they saying they're next door?
if they take my meds off me, I'd be crucified. I can barely cope with the pain at the minute.
CH, don't know.
I want to be a professional victim. We're on Facebook as well. That's where everyone else is commenting. George, did you switch your microphone again? It's being dodgy feedback.
it.
I'm on gabapentin as well, sir. I'm on gabapentin, buprenorphine patch for pain. That's really bad. That feedback. Who is it? Hello? I can't see who it is there.
Hello?
Hello? No, that's it away. Who was it?
It sorted itself out, innit?
Well,
Hello? It's you, George. 15 weeks to come off tramadol. They're horrible drugs to try and come off. They leave your whole system clogged up. When you come off them, you end up with chronic diarrhea. Everything goes wrong with you, and there's no support anymore for people coming off them things. I got took off 140 milligram of morphine a day and put in a buprenorphine patch with no support, no wanting to know was okay, no nothing. I was in what do you call that? Precipitated withdrawal for weeks, and I was very, very sick. I was severely let down. I'm really, really, really disappointed in my local medical services. I really am. I'm not going to run down the NHS because they're overloaded and they do try their best, but it's there's too many there's too many people abusing things, and doctors, and as soon as anybody does sort of say, well, look, I do need something to help me here, the doctors are going here, but this person's looking to abuse. Unreal, you are just a number. And I have begged the doctors. I said, look, I need diazepam or something. I'm having awful time here. There was times where I was that sick, my life wasn't worth living. And these people that are meant to be medical professionals should know better. They should know about precipitated withdrawal. They should know about people being sick. They should know about you needing more and more morphine, and it leaves you that you're going to end up in withdrawal before your next dose. But there
You
was
know,
none of that there with me. They left me on my own with a patch. I am disgusted.
I
What was
still
that?
feedback.
What?
I still feedback.
Um, it's not
No,
a
you
problem.
sound okay, mate. Now
I'm gonna get this.
Oh, okay.
you do sound all right now. I think.
I think sometimes too loud on it as well. It gives feedback. And if you're too close to it, shouting into it, it's feedback and everything. I think it's better to stay away from it.
I don't
And
know, man. I don't know what I want to do with the doctors. I don't know where to pursue this or not. Because I want to be. I asked them at the time. I said, "Like, would you put me in touch with the addiction clinic?" And said, "No, wait a few weeks." I was like, "Brilliant. Leave me sick as a dog."
Guys, I'm gonna jump off. I've been lagging for the last few hours, man. To be fair, I'm
all right.
knackered.
All right, mate.
I'm
Look here, Glenn. Look, thanks
literally
very much
lagging.
for hopping on, mate.
That's all right, mate. Sorry I haven't been a bit more enthusiastic in that sense tonight. I've just been listening and kind of,
You're all
learning
right.
about some new
Yeah.
stuff tonight, to be honest.
You feel a bit
If you don't
defeated.
want to talk, you don't have to talk. You can just jump up and sit and listen. There's no problem.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, guys. And we'll catch up at some point anyway. I don't know when.
Yeah, no problem, mate. We'll talk to you later, surely.
Yeah, you take it easy.
Yeah, I
Cheers,
think I
everybody.
call it.
Good
I
night.
think I
God
call it.
bless.
Good night, man.
See you later, mate. See you later.
Right.
All right, cheers.
I think I call it too, George. But it's look, I've got to say what I wanted to say in the first part of the live.
Mhm.
Just hope everyone's all right. They catch themselves on and stop their aggressive behavior towards innocent people, especially calling a father of three kids a pedophile wrongly. You know that there is absolutely bang out of order. But you know something, you're not hurting me, so try another one. There's nothing you can do apart from physically hurt me or my family that's going to annoy me. So try again. What about you, George?
I'm the same. Sorry if I can't actually see the comments. So if I've been missing comments, I'm very sorry. I just have. It's not that I'm not paying attention. It's just my eyesight's just a wee bit funny at the moment. It's like
Oh,
I'm seeing
my head,
things.
my head's busting, mate. It
I've
really is.
actually I've taken my nighttime tablets there as well, so everything's sort of
I need to
mirror.
take Constantine now.
I took my meds there about 45 minutes ago, so that's what's wrong with me. I'm starting to slur my words and everything.
Sausages. Right, well, here I'll speak to you all later. And look, like, thanks, guys. There, we're closing off. Started with 150, closing with 65 at this time. And like, God bless us, people. If you know better to do. Oh, wait, there we go. There's one there said. I'll discuss this before we go. Boo-tac, I'm on the Boo Trans patch. Same thing. The hydrocodone, you're not meant to take that along with. You're not meant to take the hydrocodone alongside buprenorphine. Pregabalin is very addictive. Um, Lidocaine, I had them too. They're not worth two shits. Watch you don't put them on a cut or your heart will start racing. Zopiclone, I was on them too, and I was on Oromorph as well. I drank it like there's water, and you've got a spinal cord stimulator. God, I hope I would get something like that later on, because I don't think I'd be able to cope with this in a few years when it gets worse. So God love you. Honestly, I feel so bad for you. Yeah, pharmacy meds no good. Not good at all. They help at the time, but they're very addictive and require more and more and more. But here, on that note, it's been absolutely amazing. George, Luke, thanks for jumping on tonight there. We'll get on the next couple of nights again.
No problem. We'll talk to you all later. Talk to you later, mate.
All right.
All right.